What's good? What's good, man? Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Here we go. Let's send this. I'm gonna send this to my partner. Figure he might want to peep this. He just might want to check this live out. It's gonna be a good live for him to peep. Oh man, where we at? What Maroon 5 say? Sunday morning, rain is falling. Do 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 do. Still some cover, shed some skin. Clouds are shrouded, I see moments unforgettable. You twist to fit the mold that I am in. But things just get so crazy, living life gets hard to do. It's Sunday morning, man. I'm hyped. I can't wait. Oh yeah, we purple. We purple out here. We wear purple and gold out here. It's Laker Nation. Actually, my hat looking weird on the YouTube. I'm gonna have to twist this whole around real quick. Hold on. There we go. There we go. All right. It's looking weird on the YouTubes. Shout out to the YouTubes, man. Everybody's coming in. We letting everybody matriculate, slowly matriculate in. Church. Yes, ma'am. Let's see. Hold on. Can y'all see the prompt? Let's see. It says, how do presumably happily married men become red pilled? How do presumably happily married men become red pilled? I've seen it in my own life. I've seen men who are presumably happily married become more and more red pilled. It's crazy. Is it acceptable for married men to make content that targets young single women? These are questions I know people are like, what? Why are we having these discussions? Why would you need to ask this question? If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Why are married men so obsessed with single women? We got a great answer already on the YouTubes. I think they're capping. I think they're capping and hate their wives. I like that one. I like that one. The cult of man is strong. Yeah. So we're gonna have this conversation. Why are married men obsessed with single women? That's what I'm trying to find out. I see it so often, it's hilarious. It's hilarious the amount of married men I see gallivanting around on this app talking about single. Like, I think married people should stay out of single people business in general. And when I say that, what I'm saying is it's okay to have like a certain level of insight. What up, Mel? To have like, to give some advice. Cause I once was single, you know what I'm saying? So I could talk about being single. I know people like to always discredit the fact that I was once single as if like I just was born and I was married. But that I still have some insight on what it was like to date and what it, you know what I mean? Like in my approach to dating back then or whatever the case may be, or and just in general, like I could put myself, what's up, J Dub? I could put myself in people's shoes and see it from their perspective, or at least try to. Like that's not hard for me to do. You know what I mean? But I don't make much content that is geared towards single people, right? Like specifically towards single people, not specifically geared towards single people. I don't really make content geared. I don't really make content, and this might be a bad thing for me. I don't really make content geared towards anybody. I haven't mastered the art of making content like for a specific group. You know what I'm saying? I'm more invested in the message, right? And then whoever the message attracts, it is what it is. I've said this before, but like I don't pick my audience I mean, I can't choose my audience. I can only choose my message, right? And don't get me wrong, I could choose my audience by changing my message. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying as long as I believe the things that I believe, I don't really have control over my audience because this is what I believe, right? These are the things that I believe. But like me personally, as a married man, I'm not really interested in single people's business. I'm gonna tell you guys something. This is no offense to my single folk. Y'all lifestyles bore me. I'm not gonna hold you. Being single bores me. It's not exciting. I'm not excited about singleness. You know what I'm saying? That's not to shit on people that are single. I'm saying like the lifestyle that is being single. I've been there, done that. It is boring. Yeah, you could be offended. I mean it with all due disrespect. No, I'm just I love y'all. It ain't about y'all. It's just about the lifestyle. Like I'm not in, like I don't care about being single. It's not interesting to me at this point in time of my life. But the thing is it shouldn't be, right? Should I be interested in single life as a married man of 12 years or whatever it is and in a relationship? No. Wouldn't that be weird if I was up here like, I'm really interested in single life? Oh, shoot. Hold on. I always hit y'all with the sub only chats early. My fault, y'all. Wouldn't that be weird? Nah, I didn't mean it. My wife just told me. Yeah, we're gonna go to sub only, but later on. I usually like to let people come in. But yeah, it's just I personally think that is strange as a married person. You dig what I'm saying? My fault, family. I personally think it's weird as a married person. That's all I'm saying. So for me, I'm truly trying to understand like why a presumably married man would be interested in singleness, in single women's lifestyles, specifically single women. That's the thing that really blows me, right? Like if you're a married man and you're interested in single men, like helping out single men, okay. I actually do understand. I can't get behind that. I can. I truly can. You're a married man, you want to talk to single men, I'm perfectly fine with that. Right? I would preface that with this. I hope you're talking about good things. I hope you're not some bitter old married man, because there's a lot of bitter old married men and bitter older married men, and they be wanting to scare they want to scare young men away from relationships because they're so bitter and miserable in their relationship. So I hope you're not passing on that type of information. And I also hope you're not passing on the brainwashing of the cult of man as far as like marry before you carry and what's the other thing, the nuclear family bullshit or whatever. Like I hope you're not doing that either. I hope you're just talking to single men about the things that you've learned along the way to kind of give them like a cheat code. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what, like when I talk to single men, I'm trying to give you like the cheat code to, I'm giving you the cliff notes to like, hey man, if somebody would have came and talked to me when I was 25, 26, 27 years old and would have got in my ear, really put that, planted that seed in my ear, like that happy wife, happy life. And you're like the whole thing about integrity and like, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta let go of that other shit, really unpack what's going on with you, yada, yada, yada. If somebody would have really got in my ear about that, I'm saying, I'm sorry. My wife did. Let me give her credit. She did. But if a man possibly would have gotten my ear 24, 25, 26, who knows? Who knows where I would have been right now, right? So I'm all here for the older gentlemen, more seasoned gentlemen, more, you know what I mean? Whatever, more event, whatever you want to say, talking to single unmarried men and boys. I encourage that actually. So I take it back. I take it back. I should not say single people, right? But single men specifically, perfectly fine with that. But what I find is a bunch of married men hone in on single women. That is crazy. That doesn't make sense. That's a question, Jay. Come up. Let's have that discussion. I want to let me answer your question. I can't answer that question I'm not gonna type it out and I'm not gonna respond to you. Yeah. Let's I want Jay to ask. We can have this conversation real quick. Hold on, I'll keep it like that. Hold on, let me hush my dog up real quick. I'm chilling, fam. Hold on, let me talk to my puppy real quick. Teddy. Shh. All right, go ahead, brother. So ask your question again.
I was saying, I sent a comment. One of the women was like, "Why do men shame women who had kids?" You know what I mean, like stuff like that. And I was just like to myself, "Why wouldn't we? Especially if you weren't married or you know what I mean, you wasn't in a relationship with the guy. Like, why wouldn't we?"
What's this picture you have in your profile? I can't really see it, but is that
a picture a while back? Actually, that was when I was in Florida.
I
was at a bar. Well, not I was at a little bar, you know.
Huh. Interesting. Were you all right? So you think that we should shame women when they have children outside of wedlock?
I mean, it's not really. I wouldn't say just shame them, but I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's a girl's consent to have, you know what I mean, kids. It's your consent to have sex. It's not like a man, unless it was, you know what I mean, unless it's the wrong type of way. But it's your consent as a woman to have sex.
So you don't. I mean, isn't it both? Doesn't both people consent to having sex?
Yes, sir, for sure.
Okay.
A man can't just force you to do something.
He can.
You know what I'm saying? A man can't just strong arm you to do that.
He can.
You know what I mean? And it's your choice to carry the baby. You know what I mean? It's a woman's choice to do that at the end of the day.
No.
Like that they hold the same way we hold like the key to marriage. A woman hold the key to sex. That's how I look at it.
How do men hold the key to marriage? Wait. Hold on. Wait. Let me go back a little bit before we. Okay. First of all, men can't force women to do things that women don't want to do. Happens all the time. Coercion, straight up, great, whatever. So yeah, men can't. Secondly, men also control their own ejaculation. They could pull out. They could wear a condom. So once again, saying that this is a woman's responsibility is wild to me. Thirdly, once you gave that woman that fertilizer, that's your baby too. So you're just as equally morally to me, like I'm going to shame Jay if Jay abandons his children more than I wouldn't shame a single mother for being a single mother. But I will shame you all day long as a man if you abandon your child. I don't care if you had it in or out of wedlock. I'm judging you, not her, because she stayed. So why would you want to shame a woman? Yeah. So why are we shaming women who take on the responsibility of keeping the child? Why would you shame them? What are you shaming them for? For having sex?
For having sex, that part, and also, like I said, that is their consent to have sex. If you had sex outside of marriage and you're not already married, you know what I mean?
Have you had sex outside of marriage, Jay?
Already married, you shouldn't be having kids.
Have you had sex outside of marriage?
You best believe it.
Okay, so you've had sex outside of marriage. Do you have kids?
No, sir.
But you've had sex outside.
When I do have kids.
Yeah, but you've had sex outside of marriage. Have you had unprotected sex outside of marriage?
Yeah, I've had unprotected sex for sure.
Okay, so if you've had unprotected sex outside of marriage, who are you to judge anybody else for doing the same thing just because they ended up getting pregnant? Didn't you just get lucky or whatever because the woman didn't get pregnant? You didn't do anything to stop her from getting pregnant. You made no precautions whatsoever to stop the woman from getting pregnant. You shot up the club just like every other dude did who does that, but you just don't have a baby, and now here you are judging them for getting pregnant? Make it make sense.
Yes, sir, but because I'm gonna make it make sense for you, boss. So listen to this: like, if you're a woman and you having sex, right? Like, if you're not wanting a kid and you can't like have that responsibility, why would you be having sex? Is my question. Like, you know what I mean? That's like I said, they consent to sex. A lot of women, they brag. Like nowadays, a lot of women brag on degrees, but they going to school to get degrees. Where your man at?
Hold on. Wait.
You ain't find a man.
Wait. How do we get on talking about their degree? So let me. Okay. How are we talking? Why?
Okay.
Why are we talking about their degrees now?
Because that's a 3-0. Like I feel like a lot of women go to school and they get degrees, but they was 304s all throughout school. Like, you feel me? They was doing what they wanted to do all throughout school. And I'm gonna just keep it hot. Like, for me, I don't, you know what I mean? Of course, I'm ashamed of somebody who has kids when they're not married. Like, you choose who you, like, you're supposed to choose your baby daddy wisely. Like, we always put women past that. But, like, men, of course, we going to get the shame for it because it's terrible to, like, have a kid and not take care of him. It's horrible, for sure.
That's it.
Like
Full stop. Full stop. No but. There should be no but after that. So I got a question for you real quick. Were you raised with your mother and father the whole time?
Yes, sir. Mother and father.
The whole time?
Mother and father have been married about 23 years now. My brother actually just got married yesterday to a black woman, which I'm proud of him. I plan on getting married to a black woman myself. He just got married Friday, excuse me.
How old?
Greensboro, North Carolina.
Bet, how old are you?
I'm 23 right now.
Nice. Are you the oldest?
Nah, my brother is actually 24. He's 18 months older than me. He turned 25 the 13th. So.
Okay. So your mother and father had a child outside of wedlock?
No, sir.
You said they've been married for 23 years and your brother's 24. Is that a baby from another marriage?
Well, my bad. They've been married for longer than 23 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they didn't have a child outside of wedlock.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? I messed up a year, but they definitely did. No, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, my parents been married for like probably about 30 years now. Really, it's been a minute. I just forgot how old they was.
Okay. Yeah, so that's good. I mean, and I don't think, and I'm curious to know what do you think marriage prevents? Does marriage, like, let me ask you a question. Does marriage prevent single motherhood or father father abandonment? Does marriage prevent those things?
No, father abandonment is terrible. Man, we have to be better. If you having kids, we have to be better. That's no excuse. But I just don't want to give the women a pass because they have no excuse either. You're consenting to a man that maybe didn't even want the child. You just passing through red flags and you having kids. That's, you know what I mean? Like,
but you didn't answer. But Jay, you didn't answer the question. Does marriage prevent single motherhood or fatherlessness?
I mean, of course. I mean, it could. It would help. I mean, if you married, I'm assuming that you took the time to study that person and you know who you marrying, so that would help. If I'm not, you know what I mean? If somebody's, so I would say, you said do it prevent it? No, because you can get divorced. Of course, you can get divorced. It's
okay. Cool. Let's start there. Okay. So what is the point in you trying to shame them for not being married?
Because a lot of women are just consenting to sex, and then they blame their baby dad as in like they didn't consent to it, boss. That's the only reason. Like, it's like that they both played a part in making the child. And some women after they make the child, they feel like the child is fully. There's some baby dads, and I know a couple of like my people I grew up with, baby dad, like their dads now, and they not together with you know what I mean? They woman that they had a kid with, but it's like, it's for me, I'm just holding women accountable for having to consent to sex to have kids with a man that ain't willing to have your kid, that ain't willing to be there for the kids.
I think, Jay, so let's make it make sense. So let's say, because you and I both agree that marriage doesn't prevent single motherhood or fatherlessness.
No, it definitely does.
Okay, cool. So what do you think happened in that situation? So they're married, they have children, they end up not being married, they end up getting divorced, and the father leaves and abandons the child or neglects the child. What happened? Was that the woman's fault?
It's plenty of things that could have happened. A man could have simply, you know what I mean, just abandoned his child and just, you know what I mean, not cared. He might not, you know, grew up in the best like environment, maybe.
Yeah.
But I mean, also the woman could have also had the child and realized the man is the one that she wants. So now she wants.
That's fine.
Child support. Yeah, now she want to get child support from the man instead of keeping the man that gave her the kids.
That doesn't make sense.
There's plenty of.
But that doesn't make sense. The child support thing doesn't make sense.
Why do you think that? I know a lot, you know what I mean, of women that would rather get child support and keep their baby dad. Like, I mean, that's
but you're missing the point in that. It's not the child support, it's that they don't want to be with the baby father. It's not that you see what I'm saying? It's they don't like the baby father. It's not the child support.
But had kids, that's okay. That's my point, public. They don't like the father and had kids with him, though.
Hold on, wait, back it up. No, but back it up, brother. Listen to where we're going. I asked you, because your whole thing, you got to be married. If you're not married, I'm going to shame you for that. Okay, cool. So the women that got married and then had kids and then the marriage dissolved. Now the mothers are single mothers. What happened there?
That's a question that you have to ask the single mother. But at the end of the day, it's like you have to ask a single mother that, because I mean, like I said, there's plenty of scenarios that could have happened. The man had, like, as a black man, of course, we have to be better. Like, we can't have kids and not raise the kids. But my only point is, women are not just like, you can't just look at women and just think like, oh, she had a kid. It's like, you know what I mean, and think that pretty much it's not her fault. It's not her wrongdoing because she had a kid with a man.
But she took, but hold on, Jay. Her having the kid, her most of the time women take the children, right? Like they're the one, like the men abandon the kids and the women step up and take care of the kids. Isn't that her taking accountability?
Oh, it's her taking major accountability for sure.
So what more accountability do you want her to take?
Taking care of her kids.
So what more accountability do you want her to take?
The accountability of knowing that some men are not just gonna, you know what I mean? Some men just not gonna look your way. Like some men just not gonna go for it because you had a kid. And a lot of people that a lot of men that I know, the least dealt with, the better. Like I would rather have my girl, you know what I mean? I know we live in a different type of era, but I would rather my girl have less experiences than somebody with more experiences, because I know, like, you feel me, that's more pure in my eyes. That's my take on it. Like,
I think you're conflating a bunch of different stuff. And so let's go back a little bit to the marriage. So we've established that married women have children, and then the marriage can dissolve, and then they step up, and they most of the 85% of the time they take responsibility for the kids, right? They're the custodial parent. Okay. So what is the difference between that and two people in a relationship? Because the way you're framing it is as if these women are accidentally getting pregnant all the time, which isn't the case. Or you're acting like these women, it's like a bunch of one night stands and all these women are just getting pregnant. It's a bunch of people in relationships, married or not. They're in committed relationships, living together, been together for years, and then they get pregnant. Like, what's the difference? You're shaming them. They're in a committed relationship with that person. Where's the shame coming from? I don't get it.
A lot of times, see where I'm at, I don't see that a lot. I see women just having kids, and I don't even see, like, on Facebook, I don't see the baby dad in the picture half the time.
Where are you from? Where are you from?
I'm from North Carolina, like the Charlotte area, Lincoln.
Okay. How many people live in that town?
About 15,000.
15,000.
Right now, about 90,000 staying gas Tony. So that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah. So 90,000. Okay. The city I'm in, it's close to 1 million people that live in my city. I know more people. I know more people than you, more than likely, right? I've seen more people than you. I know more people than you, probably, right? So I'm just making the point that why are you relying on your very limited information, your very limited perception? Because your own, because you say the people I've seen. Why are you judging it on that, knowing you live in a town of only 15,000 or 90,000 people? How big is this country? There's 370 million people in this country alone. And you're talking about and by the way, I'm giving you credit because I'm saying it's 90,000 people in your town. You don't know 90,000 people. You don't, once again, now I got to get more specific. How many people live in your neighborhood? 1,500, 2,000, 3,000? So you're only seeing a small percentage of people. Do you think that is an intelligent way to look at something as big as pregnancy and child abandonment? And like, you think that's the best way to look at it?
I can agree with that. Yeah, I wouldn't say, you know what I mean, me saying people around me, I guess judging that wouldn't be the best. You're right.
Yeah, so
I would agree with that.
So let's peel it. Let's take a step back a little bit. So I've been married a good amount of time. I won't say a long time, but I've been married a good amount of time, right? Most of my friends are married. I've seen marriages divorce. I've seen people get divorced and blah 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 blah. I know baby daddies. I know one night stands. People. I'm gonna tell you this without a doubt. Child abandonment and fatherlessness is the issue. It's not single mothers, because that doesn't make sense. If the baby daddy is bad, why are you not talking about the baby daddy? Why are you talking to the woman going, you chose him? Why aren't you going, hey, baby daddy, you're terrible. Step up and be a man. Because a woman has the baby. We already said that's the accountability right there. She's responsible for the child. So she's already accountable. She took the responsibility of the child. That's her accountability. Now, what accountability or responsibility does the father of that child get? None.
And I agree with you. You're supposed to take all the accountability in the world. When you have a kid, you're supposed to take care of the kid. So for sure, all men supposed to take accountability for having their kid, but a lot of times, like when men are told the truth, we told the truth all our life, bro.
Are we told the truth?
A man getting told what you know what I mean, what a woman ain't getting told all her life.
Like, what are men getting told that you feel like is the truth?
Anything, bro. It can be, you know, getting joked on, or you know what I mean. Anything that.
No, be specific. Like, what do you mean when you say men are told the truth? Give me an example of what that looks like.
As in, like, my father ain't gonna we not sugarcoated things. Like a woman is already, when she come on this earth, it's already like it's different than a man. Can you agree with that? Like a man is already, you know.
I think men are coddled. I think men are lied to all the time. It's like the things you're telling me are things that I unequivocally know aren't true. It's because you're coddling men right now. So you're sugarcoating this for men right now in real time. You're talking to the women who have the children, who took the accountability and took on the responsibility of the children. You're saying we should shame them. You did. I have to have a whole conversation with you about, but what about the men? What about the dads? And this is what you said. Yeah, they're bad, but, and you pivoted right back to no. Let's talk about the dads. Why are we talking about the people that actually have the children? That doesn't make sense to me.
Again, the dads, like I said, it's terrible. It's terrible. If you're a father and you're not taking care of your kids, you know you got a son, it's terrible. Like it's terrible.
What do you think hurts more? The woman choosing a man that ended up being bad and ended up abandoning them, or the father who abandoned the child? So now, who hurt more people?
I would say the father.
Okay, then let's focus on who did the woman hurt?
Her kid.
How?
Because she's single.
No, that's not. No. That's not true. She has the child. If she's taking care of the child, how is she hurting the child? That doesn't make sense. And also, I would say to you, she helped. If she got rid of the man who was not good for her, that was bringing her down, that's her helping the child. So she's helping the child.
I get it. And she is helping the child for sure. Of course, like you said, she took responsibility of having the child. But that's my only point. Like, a man is needed in the house. I feel like it's just happening too often nowadays where women are having kids, bro. And it's just not.
Why are men needed in the house, Jay?
For stability, emotional intelligence, really for a lot.
What type of stability? Financial?
Yeah, stability and finances. For me, I know financial stability. Like I said, emotional stability.
What if men are unstable though?
Keep it real with you. Like your mama always, like even like the girls, your mom always going, you know what I mean? She gonna give it to you her way, but the dad is more, I feel like, more logical. You feel
like what you're saying right now is rooted in logic? You think you're approaching this logically? This whole thing, like, let's take it back to you. Already, you talking about the people you see in your small town. That didn't seem logical to me. You blaming the woman. You blaming the woman who has responsibility of the child, who took accountability for the child, and then not talking about the dad who abandoned the child and hurt the child and hurt the mother. Right? We're not talking about him. We focus on the mother. You think that's logical? You think this is logical?
Yes, sir, okay. Because that's my point of view, sir. So it's like, for me, I would rather have a woman, like I said, that's single with no kids. That's just me.
You single with no kids though, Jay? You're single with no kids. I totally understand that. You're talking, if you're saying for you specifically, I 100%, I'm with you. You can have that preference of being, you're not, look, you're single with no kids, you 23 years old. You don't want to deal with children right now.
That's a fact.
I'm with you. But
I get what you're saying too, bro. I get what you're saying.
Right? We're not talking about you though, personally. Somebody got a question for you though, Jay. They said, what do you mean by pure? You said you wanted the woman more pure. What did that mean?
Really, somebody who's like, you know what I mean? Like I said, it ain't been dealt with as much. I wouldn't want to take in no recent 304. Like, if that's your ways, I don't want to, like, you feel me? I don't want to take in recent 304. I'd rather you be on your looks, on your purpose, not on your looks, but on your purpose.
Can I ask you a question?
You know what I mean? Out here just running around with other men.
How many women have you been with in your adult life?
I can remember it all. You know what I mean? I don't want to just disclose it, but I can definitely remember all the experiences. It's like, I can literally, like, it's almost, I would have to have 3 hands. So, you feel me? So, no more than, you know what I mean, 15. So I can remember all the really sexual encounters I've had. I remember every woman. So
yeah. So you're 23. You've been with we got 5 on it.
12 women.
12 women at 23.
Mhm.
So if you met a woman and she had and she had same age and she had been with 12 men, would you be okay with that?
I mean, I would have to pick up the vibe. Like, I don't really never ask like a woman what her body count is, but I mean, yeah, I would be okay with it. But I never ask what her body count is. That's just my discernment that I have. You know, just growing up with 2 parents, I feel like I just have discernment on, you know, a woman that's for me and a God-fearing woman. So, I mean, I wouldn't really care like that, but it just depends. Like, you know, that is kind of up there, but
is it up there for you?
Yeah, it's up there for me. I won't lie. Like, you had like. But I am 23. Like, I understand the older I get. That's why, you know, I just really want to be on my purpose now to find what I can find right now, because I know that the older I get, it's going to be harder and harder, like with the way I want to, you know, have marriage. So seeing my brother get married Friday, it really was a blessing. It was just, you know, seeing somebody I grew up with get married. They met at school. He went to FAU. She went to Miami. So
nice.
They met in Florida and stuff like that. So it was a blessing yesterday to see that.
Hell yeah. He went to college?
Yeah, he went to FAU. He graduated from FAU, Florida, Atlanta.
Nice. So basically what you're saying is that it's not about the body count so much. You're just talking about the experience. Cause I didn't know pure, I didn't know what that meant, but you meant like,
when I say pure, I guess I mean just, yeah, I mean, like I said, really, when I say pure, like at least like the more, I don't want a recent 304 if you get what I'm saying, bro. I would rather I would rather come in with a woman that's been probably in like 3 relationships, 2 long relationships or something like that. Even, you know what I mean? Like, even if she was in longer relationships and she wasn't able to do as much because she was, you know what I mean?
Have you been in 2 long relationships?
I've been in 1, but not 2. I've been in like 1, and that was kind of back then, but.
So I'm just, you see what I'm saying though? Like, why are you requiring things of these women that you don't do for your, like, you don't fit this either. So I'm not understanding. Like, if they're 304s, then you're a 304. If you want a girl that's been in 2 long-term relationships, shouldn't you know what I mean? Like, I'm not understanding.
That's not the case though when it comes to like men. That's not the case.
Why not?
The case when it comes to men.
Who told you that?
Like, because men, we out here, like, when a man has sex, this the thing, OG. Women wants a man, even they might not tell you that, they want a man that's experienced. They love it. Like, that's why.
Who told you that?
They love that.
Who told you that?
Women.
Women told you that? You just said that they might not tell you because they don't be telling you that. Women don't tell you that.
Why you say that?
No woman, Jay, I promise you. I know I'm so sure it is. I'm going to say it. I almost never say stuff like this. I'm 1,000% sure no woman has ever told you they want a promiscuous man. Not one woman.
Oh, gee, I promise you they have. And it ain't really them telling me that they want a man that sleep with everybody. They want a man that's experienced.
Those are,
you know what I mean? They said it in different terms.
But those are 2 completely different things though, brother. Because you just said it. I've been with my wife for 17 years. I'm not a good example of that. But a person that's been with let's say there's a woman or a man that's been in a committed relationship, like you were saying, for a long, 6-7 years or whatever, they're going to be experienced because they've been, you know what I'm saying, having smacks this whole time, right? Okay, cool. So that's different. Saying they want an experienced man, completely different than saying they want a 304. Now, if you challenge that same woman and said, okay, what if that experience came in the way of him having smacks with 30 partners in a short period of time? They would say, ew, no, I don't want that. Right?
Yeah, some would.
Most would. Come on.
Oh, gee, this is the thing. Women don't value the same thing as men. We all can agree on that. Women don't value the same thing.
I disagree. I think that's a lie that men tell. Here's what I'm saying. Here's what I was saying, how men get told. You said men get told the truth. Men get told nothing but lies. That's a lie. Women, you don't think women, you think, go ahead.
So men value money. So men value how much money the girl making. We value that.
Yeah. You know how I know?
Explain.
Because most men and women who marry each other and date each other marry and date within the same socioeconomic they're around the same socioeconomic status. If men didn't care how much money she made, they would go like most men would go marry a woman. Like if I made $100,000, I go marry a woman that makes $15,000 or $30,000 a year. Most men who make that much money aren't marrying women who make that little bit amount of money. Most men who marry women that make, if they make 100,000, she making 80, 90, 100, 120. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere around there. Right? So men definitely care about women's money. But we lie though, Jay. We do lie about that. We do lie and say, I don't care about her money. Because here's the reality. Here's the reality, Jay. Men don't have to. We know that women and we know that women are going to take care of business for all intents and purposes, right? We know that we don't got to worry about stuff like that. Like they gonna get their money. They're more responsible. Their credit ain't gonna be in the dumps. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying most women, like they not, you know what I mean? Most women are more responsible than we, right? If you meet a 23-year-old woman, I bet you her credit is, I'm not saying it's about you, but I bet you her credit is probably better than the average 23-year-old woman. Oh, we got 15 on the head right now. I bet you her credit is better than the average 15-year-old woman, man, or whatever. I bet you her credit is better than the average 23-year-old man, right? The same woman, right? I bet you she got an apartment, her name on the lease. I bet you he's still living with his mama. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Okay. So men already know that we don't have to look at that stuff when it comes to women. Men are at an advantage when it comes to finding a mate, right? We don't pay attention to her character. We don't pay attention to any of that stuff because the assumption is most women are good to go when it comes to that. They have more integrity than you do. They have their stuff together more than you do. They're going to help you build. They're going to add all of this intrinsic value to your life. Most men already know that. So then what do we get to focus on? Wigs, weaves, lashes, what she looked like, her body count, all this other stupid ancillary stuff that means nothing, right? That's the stuff that we get to focus on. And that's what you hear a lot of men talking about all the time is what she looks like. Wigs, weaves, lashes. I don't want no woman that da-da-da-da. Meanwhile, women be out here like, I'm trying to find a man that's going to treat me like a human being. I'm trying to find a man that is economically viable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's sad.
We got 30 on his head. Damn.
That's sad, but I get what you're saying, though. I do get what you're saying. You kind of open my mind up, kind of just a tad bit when you saying, you know what I mean? Just you open my mind up a little more.
Yeah, I just want you to know a lot of the stuff that we're told as men about women is just unequivocally untrue. It's just not true. You know what I'm saying? A lot of it is like acting like women are so different. They don't value the same things men do. That's not what it is. I promise you. The difference is women for their own safety, by the way. That's another thing men don't have to worry about. When was the last time you dated a girl and was like, man, I hope she doesn't, it's date number 1 or 2, right? you in a car with her or something like that. You're not worried about like, I hope she don't just lock the doors and drive off somewhere. And you know what I mean? I hope she don't try to grape me. Like you ain't worried about that. That's the type of stuff women are worried about.
For sure.
You see what I'm saying?
Sure. Yeah. That's like, yeah, we different. We too different. For sure.
You think we're different? That's what I'm saying. I think we're
men and women are different.
We are in certain ways, but I think we do. But my point was, I think we want the same stuff. We got 35, 15 more. We got 35. We got 30. I think men and women are very much alike. That's my point. It's just the thing about like women care about looks too, right? But the way that these dating dynamics and the way that these dating dynamics are set up is that women can't really afford to put a big onus on looks. You see what I'm saying? Like that's one part of it. They can't be so focused on looks and miss out on a guy that's going to treat her like a human being. But they're like, I should be attracted to him, which seems fair. You know what I'm saying? Like I should be physically attracted to him. That seems fair. Also, women don't objectify men anywhere near to the same extent that men objectify women. Would you agree with that?
Oh, I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Like just having testosterone and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Yeah, men definitely, if you saying like lust over women more than women lust over men, I agree.
You think that's testosterone?
I mean, I think it's I think it's us having, yeah, I think it's that, yes, sir.
So you think? Go ahead.
As in, like, yeah, I mean, I feel like we get hornier than women quicker. If that's what you were saying. If you could recite what you said again.
Okay, so I'm saying like so do women objectify men, meaning do they dehumanize men? Like how men dehumanize women?
No, sir. The women that I'm around, no, sir. No, sir.
Mm-hmm. But men do that way more than women do.
Did you get that?
Yeah, I heard you. You said not the women you're around, but I'm saying, and then in reverse, men do that to women. What like a lot. Men dehumanize women a lot, right?
I guess so, but the men that I'm around, no, sir.
But wait, you can't say the men you're around. You dehumanize women.
In what way?
You were just calling them 304s. You were just talking about shaming them for getting pregnant outside. That is the dehumanization of women. What do you think the dehumanization of women looks like? That is literally what it looks like. Like that.
I guess you have a point, but I mean, women do the same thing. Women do the same thing, sir.
You just contradicted yourself because you just said they don't.
I know I'm contradicting. Yeah, I know I'm contradicting myself, but I'm just checking the comments. You feel me? They do the same thing. You prove me wrong on that. They do the same thing.
I don't know about that.
I mean, you can say that, but they do the same thing when it comes to they don't want a man that, you know what I mean, have been passed around. So, but I feel like that's men and women like are different in that state because men have to work for sex. They have the keys to smack. They have the keys to it. They gotta consent to it every time. So that's the difference.
Both parties have to consent to it, but
out here, you know what I mean. Most men just say it again.
No, I don't think it's that men have to work so hard for smacks. It's that once again, we dehumanize women. We only see them as sexual conquest. And so we're addicted to that. That is validating for us. It's not because you can get one woman and just have smacks with her forever, right? If you wanted to. If it's just about having smacks, just get one woman and bed her as much as you want to, as much as she will allow you to, right? Cool. But that's not what most women are interested in. Lil Wayne has a really famous song saying, he wish he could sleep with every girl in the world, right? So, and that's how a lot of men get down. Like, what? That's crazy. That's crazy. Show me that song from a female artist talking about she wishes that she could sleep with every man in the world. Like what?
There's a lot of female artists that do dehumanize women, that dehumanize men though, especially in this generation. But I got what you said.
Who? Which ones?
Sexy Red.
I knew you was gonna say her. That's y'all go to.
They really mad. You know what I mean? They do it all the time in their songs nowadays. But you know what I mean? I ain't really tripping. But you know, that's who women. Like a lot of times, you feel me? Like they got that culture. F my baby dad. So a lot of women want. Like I feel like a lot of black women, they want to be single mothers sometimes. That's just my personal experience. Like I feel like sometimes they want to be single mothers to be independent. That's just
what's wrong with that?
That's how I feel.
But wait, real quick. Hold on, I gotta read this poll and I gotta ask you that question. What's wrong with that?
Okay.
Women, do you want men way more experienced than you? Hell yeah. 6.15%. No, thank you. 93.85% said no, thank you. So
it's your channel though, bro.
I mean,
they on your channel. They you know what I mean. A lot of women lie too. A lot of women lie and don't even know they lying, bro. Like I'm being for real.
Well, lies are.
I hate to say it.
Lies are deliberate.
Like, that's say it again.
Lies are deliberate. They're not. You don't accidentally lie. But real quick, let me read the super chat. Thanks for the super chat, Anthony. Anthony said, "When I okay." When I was an evangelical Christian, I remember speaking on women's news if it to be pure when I was 18 and naive. I missed that part. I thought it was if it was good to be pure when I was 18 and naive, I thought it was noble, but in retrospect, it's creepy and dehumanizing. Absolutely. That purity culture stuff is crazy. I think I got one more. Appreciate the super chats and super stickers. So go ahead. And we got 30.
For women that's not, you know what I mean, a 304 pretty much. Like that's not out here just sleeping with everybody. I'm wrong for that.
Well, you should stop sleeping with people then.
Nah, most definitely. I've been working on that. I don't just that's a fact. I'm not doing that currently.
I wouldn't be. I'm perfectly okay with anybody. Like, you don't have kids. and you don't want to date a woman with kids, we got 45 more to go. You don't want to date a woman with kids, you know what I'm saying? I'm perfectly okay with that. Perfectly okay with that. You make $100,000 a year. You want to date a woman that makes around the same amount of money. I totally understand that. You got a college education. You prefer to date a woman with a college education. I perfectly understand that. But you being a high school, I'm not saying you, but whoever, this person being a high school dropout and then being like, I'm only dating women that got a college degree. You making $35, $40, $50, $60,000 a year, talking about I only want to date a woman that make $100,000 a year, or even worse, I want a submissive woman. I make $60,000 a year. Oh, they paid to clip you, Jay. They paid to clip you, Jay. They paid to play today. Damn. They said they couldn't take it no more. We got there, Ali. I appreciate it though. Interesting. It was so much more. I was about to go. I wanted to keep going. They paid to drop you, Jay. I'm sorry, fam. You can come back anytime, though, brother. I like the conversation. It was interesting to me. The contradictions were spilling out. They were oozing out. I wanted to have that conversation. I felt like we had a lot more to unpack there. They were oozing out. So many contradictions. So many. Anyways, back on it. We back on it. How do presumably happily married men become red-pilled? How does that happen? Riddle me that. Is it acceptable for married men to make content that targets young single women? Why are married men so obsessed with single women? These are all questions that I have. If any married man could come up here and explain this to me, I would love to. I want to hear it. I want to hear it. Married men, tell me what do you get? Tell me what do you get out of shaming single baby mothers, or calling yourself giving advice to single mothers, talking about single women's chastity and purity and things of that nature as a married man, talking about their sexual dating market, whatever crap you guys, I don't even know the term, the dating market? I don't know. What is it, the sexual market? One of those terms that you guys throw around all the time. Their worth on the sexual market and all that stuff. What do you get out of that? I'm curious. I'm curious. I want to know. What do you guys get out of that? Truly. What is the benefit? What is the benefit in doing that? Very curious. Very curious, you guys. Let's bring up Miss Ruthie here. Very curious, fellas. They have FOMO. that's a strong case of FOMO, Lisa. Not FOMO. We got to do better than FOMO. That's crazy. If black women held the same standards as other groups of women, black men would never be a choice. Yeah, I've made content on that. It's cycling out for Ruthie. Uh-huh. I'm going to say this to the married men who are now adopting a lot of the red pill ideology. Just know that will be your undoing in your marriage, more than likely. That's going to be the thing that leads to the demise in your marriage. Like if you were married and before you were married, you weren't like consuming red pill content. You weren't listening to Kevin Samuels. You weren't listening to Fresh and Fit. You weren't online listening to the red pill, gurus, pun intended, on the app or whatever. You find yourself in rooms full of men, single men, married men, whoever, and they're in there. You find yourself in there talking about single women, and you talking about single baby mothers. You talking about 304s and hookup culture and stuff like that. If you are now starting to do that, just know that is the beginning of the end of your relationship. And I want you to know that I told you that first. So if and when it happens, I want y'all to know where it came from. I want y'all to know, I want y'all to, you won't be able to say, nobody ever told me that. I wish somebody would have told me that. I wish I would have heard this sooner. Right? I'm telling you right now, it is going to be the beginning of the end of your relationship. Bar none, is one of the worst things you can do is to now become red-pilled while you're married. It's a wild thing. And to anybody that is not understanding about how women end up single baby mothers and all of that stuff, prime example, men who are married who weren't like this prior to the marriage, prior to the beginning of the marriage, right? To the beginning of the institution. Fast forward 5, 6, 7, 8 years later, now they're starting to consume a lot of red pill content. Now they're starting to talk about in their arguments with their women that they're high value men. Now they're clocking out of doing their duties in the household, the duties that they used to do before. Now they're putting it on their spouses more and more and more and more, right? And if and when that woman decides to leave him, is that her fault? Did she choose poorly? How was she to be able to foresee that this man would start consuming red pill content and become a completely different person in a span of 1 or 2 years? I know people personally who I've seen it change them in 6 months. They weren't talking about it. Then all of a sudden they online talking about these 304s and F these 304s and stuff like that. I'm like, what? You're a married man. Why are you concerned with married men? Why are you concerned with single people's business, specifically single women? What is your obsession with single women? I'm not clocking. You got to make it make sense. And it does change your brain chemistry when you consume that content and you're open to it. When you're open to it, I consume a lot of red pill content. It doesn't change my brain. It makes me more steadfast in my beliefs. I become more sure of the things that I'm saying because I'm not susceptible to red pill content. I know it's a lie. Yeah, I'm a married man. What was the point of that, Quill? Were you talking to the married men? I'm confused. I think you were talking to the married men, or talking about the married men, saying like, why are you concerned with it because you're a married man? Is that right?
What's going on, my man?
What up, man? You said you're a married man. You're talking about the married men.
I was laughing at it. I was laughing at it. Like they said, you're a married man. Nah, man. I'm with what you're saying, but I just think that it's become the end thing to do.
What?
A lot of these I'm saying as far as red pill content.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of it's just that what most people.
Hold on, Quill, hold up. They said you echoing real bad.
Oh, okay, good.
Hold
on, I'm gonna grab my headphones.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna put you on mute for right now. Come back. It was no echo on my end. That's why it's weird to me that y'all hearing the echo. That's crazy. That's crazy. Hey man, let's keep the live going. Let's get the likes up. We only had 62,000. Let's get up over that 100,000 real quick, and definitely share the live out. Where do your foundation come from? Share the live out, and let's bang the Cash App one time and keep the live alive. Appreciate everybody on the YouTubes. Keep liking the live over there as well. Let me know when you're ready, Quell. You can unmute anytime you're ready. Where does my foundation come from? I got on Mac Foundation. No, I'm just playing. Go ahead, Quell.
Oh man, I'm getting feedback.
Now you're getting feedback. Drop it, come right back.
Yeah.
Drop it, come right back. Do me a favor. If you haven't followed me, follow me. Swipe out the app, come back, and then you know what I'm saying. You're gonna follow me later. I ain't trying to trick you into follow me, but just
I got you.
So you can find the live again. Yeah, do that and come right back, and I'll bring you up. Because sometimes when you drop and try to come back, it don't do anything. So I just want to make sure we actually address the issue. But yeah, no. To answer the question, getting ours. Oh my goodness, no. To answer the question though, where my foundation comes from, I don't know. I think, you know, I've had this discussion with many a times. I have no idea. My mama, you know, she did something right. You know what I'm saying? My mama did something right. I don't know what she did, but whatever she did it right. I was born with some form of intelligence, some level of intelligence, and it has allowed me to not fall into this red pill trap in my 40s. Was I extremely misogynistic my whole life? Absolutely. Absolutely. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. But I, you know, I didn't know. I didn't question it. I wasn't that smart because I never questioned it. You know what I mean? A lot of people, I saw a video today of this young girl and she was questioning, she was like, why does it say that, like, why Abraham Lincoln said that all men are created equal? Why didn't it say that all humans are created equal? It's a little girl already asking these questions. Like, I didn't ask those questions when I was 9, 10, 11 years old. Like, that's not, my brain wasn't, so I'm not that, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not that perceptive. I'm not that intelligent, but I have a level of intelligence, I guess, that has allowed me, and I have developed my critical thinking skills, which helps tremendously in these spaces. So it allows me not to say things that conflict with one another. You know what I mean? Go ahead, Quell.
Yeah. Oh man, it's still a feedback.
For you?
Yeah.
Damn. We can't hear, I can't hear feedback at all, but it might be a feedback for you. Are you on your headphones? Take your headphones off. They said it's still an echo. Hold on, give me a second. You stay, I'll leave. It's probably me then. You stay, I'll leave. Okay. Give me a second. Sometimes you got to pop out and show.
Hello?
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah, got it. Okay. We good.
Yeah. So I grew up like, so I'm 33.
Okay.
So I grew up.
Oh, they said you're muted. They said you're muted. Mute and unmute real quick.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Yeah, mute and unmute. I can hear you. That's the crazy. It happens though. Let's see. Hold on. Try again. I can hear you.
Hello?
Let me see. They said he's not muted.
Hello?
I can hear you. I'm just seeing if they're saying they can't. Okay, now drop and come back. Because I think I fixed it now, but you might have to drop and come back now. And then I think we should be good. That should be the last time. Don't worry. I got it. He'll be right back. He ain't even got to log out this time. He just got to drop and come back. There he goes. Got it. Okay. We should be good now. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Go ahead.
Okay. So yeah. So I came up in a time where I was old. I'm old enough to remember the inception of the internet.
God damn it. Hold on. Teddy bear, come here. Teddy, come here. Hey, Teddy. Hey, Teddy, come here. Hey, come here. Get in here. Stop all that hooting and hollering, brother. All right. Go ahead.
So I'm old enough to remember the inception of the internet and our ability to be able to communicate with one another and to have to. But now I think a lot of what's happening now is that we don't have to have those social circles, and we don't have to have the social skills, and we don't have to have the ability to be able to communicate with one another anymore.
Why not?
We could get it off of here, off of apps like Instagram, where I can have these conversations. Where at one point we had these conversations amongst friends, and we wind up meeting people through. You might have had a homeboy. Just say me and you homeboys, and just by default, if you had a girl, I made a girl. Just so happened to meet them through their friends.
Okay.
So I just think that a lot of us. I'm not responsible for other people's women.
Like, I'm responsible for the women in my life, like my wife.
What do you mean? What do you mean when you say you're not responsible for other people's women?
So I should not feel obligated. Now, I can give advice and we can come up here and we can have a conversation, but I shouldn't feel obligated to be up here and say, well, these women, like, you should be doing this as a woman and you should be doing this as a woman and you shouldn't be dressing like this. Now, I could tell you that, but I shouldn't feel such an emotional connection that I'm going to sit there and castigate certain things on a woman, if that makes sense.
Okay. So you're saying that you're just saying, like, for the married men that are obsessed with single women, that's what you're saying, that is weird, because like, who are they to?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. I'm not doing that because if I got a woman in my life, it's my responsibility to make sure that my woman is following the plan that we have set. You get what I'm saying? Within the relationship, within my relationship.
Okay.
Because she has an obligation to me through the agreement that we have.
Okay.
Other women do not have an obligation to me.
Mm-hmm.
They're not required to listen to me.
Yeah.
So
I mean, well, no woman is required to listen to you, but yeah, I got what you're saying, though.
So you get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
She has an obligation through the agreement that we have.
Yeah.
Like, but for me to get out here and to be getting more upset about what the overwhelming majority of what women are doing is a weird thing. You get what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And why do you think so many men do that? Why do you think so many men are obsessed with, with single women and, you know what I mean? Like, and things of that nature? Like, why, like, what's going on? Why are they doing that?
I think one thing is that a lot of people don't want to come out of their comfort zone. So it's easier for me to get on to become a part of a group that accepts me and agrees with me than for me to have to examine myself and to see where I'm faltering at as a man. You get what I mean? Like, a lot of people don't know how to self-examine to really see what's wrong with them before, because I can't change anybody else.
Okay. But
I can change me to see that in every relationship, there's no way that it's something wrong with everybody else but me.
Okay.
I had to be at fault somewhere, so I can't control them. So what about me is wrong that I can't get the things that I would like to get? And I think a lot of times people always have a certain standard where maybe my standards are too high, or maybe like I'll just use me for an example. Before I met my wife, I was a person that I got involved with people, and I used to get mad with them about what I allowed them to do to me. You know what I mean? So you allow people in your life. The only person that could be at fault is if something keeps happening in my life, it's because I allow it. I allow what's going on, because once I find out about it, see, it's up to me to decide whether I'm going to leave or stay.
I don't understand. What do you mean you're allowing? I'm not understanding. How do you allow that? I don't get it. What do you mean?
So what I'm saying is that once, this is like if somebody is cheating, or somebody is something keeps happening to me in relationships.
Okay.
Like, I am the common denominator where, look, I am allowing someone my time. I am allowing them in my life. So if it's something that I don't like, that I keep allowing to keep happening,
wait,
then that's on me.
So let me get this right. So what if you've been in 3 relationships and all 3 relationships they cheated on you? Is that your fault?
It's no. I'm not saying that if all 3 relationships they keep cheating on. Well, let me say this. What I believe is that if something like that keeps happening, I think what happens a lot of time is that we don't pay enough attention to who someone is, because most of the time people gives us telltale signs about who they are, and a lot of people we don't know how to be alone. Like, a lot of people make decisions out of loneliness. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, people make decisions out of desperation, but I'm just trying to understand. Okay, so if what I'm not tracking is if, like I said, if you've been in 2, 3 multiple relationships, because you said that it's always on me at some point I'm the common denominator, but I don't agree with that. I don't think that that's the case, right? So, like, for an example, if you cheated in all 3 relationships, then yes, you're the common denominator. You know what I'm saying? If you've been in 3 long-term relationships and the women say typically the same things about you, like you're despondent, you don't pay attention to them, you don't make them feel valued, you don't respect them, they're pretty much hovering around the same reason, they all broke up with you, then yeah, you can say, all right, I'm the common denominator. You know what I'm saying? But if you've been in 3 or 4 relationships and 3 or 4 and all those men were abusive, how do you blame, or all those women were abusive, then how do you blame you for that? I'm not understanding.
So what I'm saying is that there are certain things that certain times that we give off. Like, there's a lot of times where, as a person, people know who they can get over on things with and who they can't.
Why are you?
Like, a lot of times. So I'm basing this based off of, like, if I'm a person that when I first meet someone, there's certain things that I allow to happen where I just let go and I don't put things in a certain perspective about things. Then people are quicker. It's like blood in the water. Like sharks smell blood in the water. So
Okay,
I see that I can test and see what I could get away with certain things. Certain people, and a lot of people, will do things just because they can do it.
Can you be like, give me an example of what that looks like? He must have got a call.
My bad. I had a call come in.
No, you good.
Yeah, I had a call come in.
Can you give me an example of what that looks like?
I'm sorry.
Can you give me an example of what that may look like?
So, if just for instance,
okay,
if I'm a guy and I'm going out with a girl and we're talking, and if it's certain things where I could be, if I'm just openly just giving for no reason, and I'm just constantly giving and I'm constantly giving, and I haven't and at some point I'm trying to how to
given what? What do you mean when you say given what?
So if I'm willing to give something, regardless of what you do, like if I know that I can, I know what I'm trying to say, but I'm wording this very badly. And I know how it's coming across because I don't want it. Because to me,
take your time, brother. I ain't rushing you. I'm just trying to follow where we going with it. That's it.
Mm-hmm. So I guess what I'm saying is that there's times in our lives. The overall, what I'm saying is that as people, how we conduct ourselves and what we do, people are looking at our actions to see how what they can do and what they can get by with. So if I'm a guy and I'm just willingly offering help, offering to do things, just constantly offering things, and somebody could just know that they could call me just because, you know what I'm saying? Like,
so you're talking about like love bombing or simping? You're trying to describe like being a simp?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess that's where I'm getting at. If I can give to someone without any type of requirement, and they just know that their behavior, they don't have to do anything for that, then most of the time, most people will just keep doing something just because they know they can do it. If you're not willing to stand up for yourself, if you're not willing to stand your ground and just say no, or just say, look, this is who I am, and I'm just standing on it, and I'm just gonna do it, not because I'm doing it because I just don't want you to go. You know what I mean? I just want your company.
But I'm trying to understand how does that make you? How is a woman or whoever in this situation, how are they supposed to know, oh, they're being nice to me? That's a red flag. Like, is that what you're saying? Like, I'm not understanding.
No, can you repeat what you just said? I didn't.
It sounds like you're saying if a man is being nice or a woman is being nice to a person and you didn't do anything, because I am like, okay, so this person is just genuinely nice. They're not, it's not a transactional relationship in their mind. This is just who they are. And I know people like that. I have friends that are like that. I have friends that they just do stuff for you. They're just always looking out for you or whatever. They don't expect nothing back, right? So how would one know, like, oh, that's a red flag, they're doing stuff, they're being nice to me? Like, how is that like a red flag for you? I'm not tracking.
No, and I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that it's nothing wrong with people doing nice things for people.
Okay.
But a lot of times when people do those things and they don't get the results that they want from it, a lot of times people get upset. You know, they get upset because they're like, "Hey, I did this for you, and I expect something from it." So I'm not talking about the people who are doing things and they're okay with doing it, regardless of
But Quail, hold on.
of their heart.
But Quail,
you know what I'm saying?
but you're talking about the other. We're talking about the person that is getting love bombed or is getting simped to. We're not talking about the simp or the love bomber, right?
Okay.
You're saying that there's a way for, because basically this whole thing is you're trying to say that you're like, if a person gets taken advantage of or gets whatever the case may happen, whatever the case may be, that they should have saw some red flags. And I'm trying to understand, and I asked you to give us an example of like what does that look like? And
my overall point of what I was getting at with any of this is the only person that we can control in this situation is us. So that we have to be aware of who we are and what we're doing and what we can control within a situation. You get what I'm saying? Because we can't make anybody else do anything in life. But we can look at our own behavior and we can look at what we do in life and we can change that. But I can't make any other human being in life do anything.
Okay. I mean, that to me, that goes without saying, but I'm trying to understand, how does that then translate to let's blame this person for being abused?
But I'm not placing blame. The thing is to place blame. The thing is that me, when I'm to myself, let me look at me and let me look at the overall situation to see what I could have changed in it. You understand what I'm saying?
No, because that sounds very much like you're blaming the person who got abused.
No, but I'm not trying to blame anybody. I'm looking at self-reflection, because I cannot control what somebody else did. I can only say, hey, if nothing happened in the situation and there was nothing that I could have did and I did everything right, fine. Then I move on from that situation. I move on from it, and I make sure that, okay, well, that happened to me, cool. But if it's something that most people don't look at themselves in overall, and most people say, hey, I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong, and people keep doing something.
Maybe they didn't, but that's my point. In those situations, what did the person do wrong? That's what I'm saying. You can't give me an example of what it looks like because it doesn't exist. What did they do wrong exactly? They should have known better because the person was extra nice in them. They should have put two and two together. Like, that's crazy. That is victim. Like, you're not trying to blame the victims, but you're doing it though. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so that situation, what I was just talking about, I'm not sitting there saying if somebody was doing something nice for them. What I'm saying, I'm talking about the person who's actually giving. The other person clearly don't care if they're willing to take advantage of somebody. You know what I'm saying? If they're willing to take advantage, they don't really give a shit. They don't really care at all if they're willing to take advantage of somebody like that. What I'm saying,
but how do you know that? That's what I keep trying to get to. Like, how would I know that? Like, that's what they're on? Who knows? How do you know that? Like, you act like people don't mask every day.
I not get that. But what I'm saying is that that's as a person that happened to, it's not my job to figure out what their intentions is. My intention is to better myself. My intention is to make sure that, hey, I can get the results that I want out of my life.
All right.
You understand what I'm saying?
I don't. I'm gonna let Ambassador respond, and I'm gonna respond after him. Go ahead, Ambassador.
No, I understand what he's saying, because I do that very often too as well. Like, I like to, like, I recognize that sometimes, you know, there's certain actions that we can put, or certain traits that we can put out there that will kind of attract the wrong type of attention. And so, if to go back and do some self-reflection, you can kind of ask yourself, you know, just say, what kind of energy did I put out there to cause this person to respond to me in the way they responded to me?
Give me an example.
And in that, I'm like, okay. So, oh shoot, Like for instance, I was talking to my mom the other day,
Okay.
and I brought up a scenario, I brought up a situation that happened a long time ago. And I said, hey, I mean, you remember that time you was looking at me crazy? And she's like, nah, I don't remember that. And I was like, well, you looking at me crazy when I was massaging your feet and stuff. And she's like, what, really? And she said, and I understood why she looked at me like that. It wasn't because she was frustrated at the fact that I was rubbing her feet. She's more so thinking about, oh my God, somebody's touching my feet. It's gross. But she didn't have a problem with it. But there are some what I was doing, there was nothing wrong with it, but it was a trigger that triggered something from her past. So it was a reflection on her, what she dealt with, not a reflection on me.
Oh man, that I don't think that's the example I was. That wasn't the example I was looking for. That was a little like, what we talking about, bro? That was crazy. What we on there, Ambassador? What type of time we on now, man? That's crazy.
So look, man, I guess the thing is that I'm a person that I take accountability for what I do in my life.
Okay.
I'm not trying to say that somebody's always somebody should be blaming the victim or whatever the case is. I'm looking at within myself that there are things that I know I didn't do right in life. There was times where I tolerated behavior that I shouldn't have tolerated.
Give me an example.
There was a girl that I dated in high school or whatever. And there was times where there was a time where we broke up and I went away for a while and I came back. And she basically told me, hey, look, right now, I still care about you, but right now we can't be together. But as soon as this relationship is over, then we'll be together. Like, we can try to work things out. So I spent a lot of time just not really living life and not really doing the things that probably would have been better for me. But I was waiting around for this relationship based off of the word that she gave me.
When did you graduate from high school?
Graduated in like 08.
Oh, 08. 16 years ago. And how old were you? And you said you went to school. So how old were you when you spun the block with this girl?
What do you mean? As far as trying to work? So
how long you went to school? 2-3 years you was gone. So you was like 21 years old.
So it was probably, I was right at 20. Like right at 20.
So 2 years later. You don't think that's a long? You don't think that's a long time ago to be?
But I wasn't with her.
No, I'm just saying. Quill, feel me what I'm saying.
So what I'm saying, I still was around her because me and the brother were friends. So
okay.
I still was around. I still had dealings with her in some type of way. So the whole point of what I was bringing up, of bringing that situation up in the first place, is that it was on me to decide that I was allowing that to affect my other relationships, rather than me getting myself together. Like, I placed blame on her rather than me taking responsibility for what I did wrong. I was wrong. It was wrong of me to blame other people for me waiting around and not really getting the things that I felt like I wanted from her. But it was her choice.
I don't think she did. I don't think either. I would say, I don't know if either one of you did anything necessarily wrong, to be honest with you. Unless she was like stringing you along the whole time and she was like, I'm about to break up in 2 weeks. Like, then okay.
What I'm saying is that it was wrong of me, because it was wrong of me as a person, because I should have just, if I can't expect someone to put their, to do something and I waited around. Like, it wasn't on her to come back to me and to actually honor that. It was up to me to decide whether I wanted to stick around.
But she didn't do you wrong though. But you see what I'm saying? Hold on.
I didn't say she did wrong.
I know, but feel me, Quill, Ambassador, both of y'all. Because I asked both of y'all to give me an example. What I want is an example of somebody doing you wrong and you being able to look back and be like, I should have saw that coming. That's what I'm trying to. What does that look like?
Okay. So I had somewhat of a similar situation to Quill, not too long, probably about a month ago. I caught myself trying to involve myself with a different type of woman. that I normally don't date.
What kind of
So
woman?
it was pretty. She's a little bit more on the fast side. You know, she's a little bit adventurous because I'm adventurous, and I was just looking for somebody I can kind of be adventurous with.
What you mean?
You know, she liked the same. She liked the same things I like. I like to rock climb. I like to travel. All this kind of good stuff.
Okay.
And so
you don't normally mess with girls that like to do the things that you like to do.
I'm more like with the more so reserved type of women. Like they're like homebodies type of deal.
That's interesting. Okay. Yeah. But that's not you, because you just said you're more adventurous. So okay, you keep going. Never mind.
Well, that's what I initially started off with when I was 19. I started off a relationship with somebody who was more reserved.
Wait, why did you call her fast? That's fast to you? That's what fast means to you?
Well, no. No, okay. So this lady I talked to, she was a little bit on the fast side because she likes to be very flirtatious with a lot of men. Like she'll go to a man and she'll just hang off on their shoulders and just be all
she's flirty.
Flirty with them.
Yeah, flirty is a better word, not fast. Okay. Flirty. Okay.
Okay, I use that word better than okay. So yeah, she's very flirty, and it's not the type of women that I normally involve myself with. But I was just trying to try something new. It made me feel uncomfortable, of course. But she said, "Yeah, I'm just a friendly type of person." I said, okay, cool. I'm gonna let it slide. But then one day, she asked me. She said, she wanted to get something from here. Something like if you really like me, if you really want to be with me, then you have to get this and get that. I said, okay, and I subjected myself to it. But at the end of the day, like she literally talked to my cousin and said some things to her that she never said to me. And that reaffirmed that, okay, I was just a sucker for her. She really didn't want to be with me. She just wanted me for my resources. Because even my cousin was trying, when she called my cousin, when she's a female, she called my female cousin and told her, somehow my cousin got her godbrother on the phone, and the woman I was talking to started talking to the other guy and started flirting with him, trying to get his number and all this kind of different stuff.
Okay.
So she led me to think that that I had a chance with her when I really did it. So,
what made you think you didn't have a chance with her?
Well, it just reaffirmed when she said it the other day. When she said, not the other day, but when she said to my cousin that, something she had said, but the fact that she even took the initiative to want to flirt with my cousin's godbrother, it was just a sign of disrespect. So that just means that she really wasn't trying to have a relationship with me.
Was y'all in a relationship?
No, it was a potential for a relationship to be breeded out there. Like I've made my intentions aware to her. I told her, say, hey, look, I definitely see myself with you. I want to focus on you. I want you to be be the one for me.
How long was y'all talk? Why'd you tell her that?
We was talking for like 2 months or something like that.
Why did you tell her that? Wait.
Because the kind of guy I am, I'm not the type of guy to just be messing around with different women. I can't do that. It doesn't mesh with my energy well. So when I involve myself with a woman, I typically kind of observe a woman from a distance first, and I make my analysis as to whether or not she's a good candidate, and then from there, then I make my move. And so I saw some great qualities in her, and there was nothing really.
Hold on, let him finish, Quell. You can go right after him. Go ahead, Ambassador. I'm confused. I'm trying to get to the.
I was just about to ask a question though.
Okay, go ahead, ask the question.
So how long did you actually know this person though?
I only known him for like 2 months.
I think this is
2 months
because at some point, you really didn't know this person, so that's a really bold evaluation of. I knew that I wanted to be with this person, and I just knew that she was the one type thing. Go ahead.
I have an experience with my previous marriage where like you said, Quell. I like to sit back and kind of gauge as to what actions did I play in a relationship and how I can make it better, and try to gauge what the other person did and what they could have probably done better, but try to kind of worked it out, but I learned from my experiences from my previous marriage on what to look out for on my next candidate.
I think this is a good. Wait, y'all, hold on. I think this is a good question because I was thinking this. I'm glad somebody else asked and I could blame it on them, but this is what I was thinking too. Was she the most attractive woman you've ever been with?
No.
No? Okay. Because that's what my mind instantly went to. I was like, it sounded like you was on some, because I remember doing this too when I was 20. Like, I remember this happening, or when I was like 20, 22, 23. I remember me being like that with a girl, and she was up until that point, she was it.
Yeah. My ex-wife, she was the one I did that with. Like, she was the first woman that I actually ever been with outside of high school. Cause I got with her when I was 19. I never been with anybody in high school because I wasn't that attractive type person. And so I went with the first woman that gave me the attention, and she happened to be a model at the time. So it was like, yeah, she accepted me, I accepted her. So I just went with it.
But I think the thing that's a little crazy is, why did you tell this girl that you wanted to be with her after 2 months? That you don't think that scared her away?
I mean, she was just as accepting of herself. Like, she was ready to go to the next phase within like the week. Like, I was saying 2 months, but she was talking about a week. But I mean,
well, that goes against what you was saying, brother. You said you didn't have a shot.
You said I didn't have a shot.
You said you didn't have a shot. Now you saying that she was with it after a week. Like, what? That don't make sense.
So this is towards the end. This is like she had led me on in the beginning of the relationship, when I first met her and stuff like that. She showed a certain level of attraction. But then, like, towards the end of the few months, of that month, that second month, that's when she started switching on me.
Hold on, man. I got a question. Hold on, wait. I got a question for you, Ambassador. I got a question for you. How did you, why, if you want to take some accountability, I think the accountability should be this. It sounds like you pushed her away, right? It sounds like you tried to, you know what I'm saying? For whatever reason, you felt like she was something special, right? And I'm not saying she wasn't. I'm saying, but to you, you felt like she was something special. You pressed too hard, too fast, and you scared her away. I think that's what it was. And instead of you accepting that as the truth, you trying to blame her and be like, oh, she fast, she flirty, she never gave me a chance. But she did give you a chance, though. She did. You, like, that's the thing that I call bluff every single time on me. If you look, y'all remember, I don't know about us all. Ambassador, you a football fan?
I used to. I'm not.
Okay, but you know, you remember. Okay, Quail, you a football fan? You watch sports?
Yeah, I watch sports.
Okay, cool. So y'all, if you're familiar with the NFL, there's this thing called the Rooney Rule, which they put in place because of the racial disparities in coaching, right? So they basically said that if you have an opening, you have to interview a black coach. Now, the first team to do that, I think it was the Pittsburgh Steelers. And who did they interview? Now, they interviewed Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin been their coach ever since. When they went into it, I'm sure they weren't like, Mike Tomlin's my guy. They just was like, it's his rule, whatever. But with that rule, it created an opportunity for Mike Tomlin or whoever the candidate was to prove themselves, right? So whether or not the team went into it thinking it was going to be one way, it was an opportunity for that candidate to prove themselves. And that candidate most certainly did prove himself, and that candidate was Mike Tomlin. So when I hear you say, oh, she was never interested, I call BS on that because y'all was dating. You had opportunities to really show her who you were. Now, she could have gone into it with the preconceived note. It could have went one of two ways. She could have gone into the situation thinking, I don't like this guy. You know, I'm going to use him for a fun time in the meantime, and then I'm going to let him go. To your point, right? That could be true, right? Or she could have gone into the situation initially liking you and then seeing things in you that she didn't like and being turned off, right? But either way, that's your bad. Either way, you fumbled it. Either way, you fumbled it. From my perspective.
I'm sure I did. I recognize that. But I mean, I think I feel like, yeah, she might have was attracted to me in the beginning, but then kind of fell off later on. I've been trying to figure it out what it was that kind of disattracted her. But she told my cousin, she said, hey, I love him in the most purest way. I see him as a friend.
Yeah.
I don't see him no other way.
You turned her off.
Okay. Well, I said, well, tell me how you feel. I told her this way in advance. I said, just tell me how you feel. I'm not gonna take it to heart. Like, where do you see this relationship going? And she kept pressing. Like, I'm communicating with her, and I'm telling her, look, there's no hard feelings. If you're not feeling me like that, then I understand. Let's just move forward. But she wanted to tell my cousin at the end of the second month or whatever, towards us ending the relationship. I had to actually end that relationship because she kept trying to keep it going from a friendship perspective. I said, well, it was just weird.
So I guess the thing that I would say though, like this kind of goes to what I actually was saying, is that look, man, nobody has an obligation to us. And I look at what we do wrong with, or what we could have done better. Because at some point, like once I kind of get to the point where something just is not right, and someone's really not communicating what I feel like, communicating in a certain type of way, or expressing, and I feel like it's something that you're not really expressing to me, or the vibe I'm getting is different, then it's just time to move on. And then maybe that person comes back to you, maybe they don't. But people don't owe us anything. Nobody owes us anything. And if it gets to the point where that's not going, and the vibes are just gone, and I don't get honesty, then cool. It's just time to move on, man. There's other people out there. So I just think I just try to stick on me as a person. How can I be better as a person? What can I do better as a person? I don't put it on other people because, like I said, nobody owes us anything.
I disagree with that. I think people do owe you a lot.
But what I'm saying, owe is a strong word. Owe means that they have to do that. They don't have to.
I mean, if they want to be in your presence, they owe you.
I get that, but at that point, if they're not getting it from you, if you're not getting it from them, then what then?
You can leave them. Yeah, you leave them. Yeah, you leave them alone. Yeah.
But you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's the only thing I'm saying is that is a strong word. That means I'm pretty much trying to say I'm guaranteed that, and I'm not guaranteed anything from.
No. Guarantee and owe are different things. Somebody can owe you $20 for life. You ain't guaranteed to get it, but they still owe you the money. The owing part never goes away. They still owe you the money.
And I get that, but if I can't get it back, then there's no guarantee that I'm getting that back. So my whole point is that the only thing I can guarantee is that I am who I am, and I can change me.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I think being focused on that I can change me thing is cool. Like I'm with that because that's what it's about, taking self-accountability, taking accountability and all that stuff. But I'm just saying though, to the topic's point, because we went on a side quest.
Okay, you're right.
I ain't gonna hold y'all. We did, and I liked it. It was interesting. That's why I allowed it. If it's interesting, I'm gonna go on it. I don't care. I don't care if it's off topic, on topic. I just think stuff is interesting sometimes. But I think that initially just trying to blame, how we got here was trying to victim blaming and all that stuff pretty much. Mm-hmm. I think we got to be careful with that language you were using some really strong language initially, Quail. And I don't know if you were,
as far as what?
Like saying like obligated and talking about like your wife and stuff like that. Like she's obligated to do this and, and I was like.
Okay, well, so the whole point of what I'm saying is that the thing is that it's agreement. If we agreed upon something, then that's the obligation in the relationship because both of us agreed to that. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying?
Like, I hear you.
We both agreed. If we sit down and we map out a relationship, and this is the lines of the relationship, this is what we say that it is. You got to adhere to
you got to adhere to the rules. I hear you.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the whole point of what I'm saying is that that's how relationship work. That's how it works because you have to decide how you guys are going to move within the relationship.
Okay.
You have to decide what you're going to do within it because otherwise, then things just go to shit.
Got you. Okay. Go ahead, Ambassador.
I was just gonna say, I think this is an excellent topic because I used to, you said something about Fresh and Fit and some other group of men that
Kevin Samuels, Fresh and Fit.
Yeah. I wasn't really as engaged like I should, but I did kind of binge watch Fresh and Fit for a good minute. But I was like, hold on, why am I watching these people? And a lot of the problems that they have, I never had these problems. So I'm like, okay, this don't apply to me. So I ended up stepping away from it. It was very toxic, it was demeaning women's character. When I'm like, dude, y'all over here just speaking down about them when you should be trying to have a certain level of forgiveness, a certain level of love, and that's what's going to cause women to change. If there's a problem, then that's what's going to draw change. Not trying to tell them that, hey, you need to act this way because you need to be disciplined because you're doing this or whatever. I don't know. It's just be crazy stuff. So I had to step away from it.
What behaviors do we want women to change?
What behaviors do we want women to change? Shoot.
And when I say that, I'll give you. Let me preface that by saying, I'm asking, what do women do as a group, right? What's name of something that women do as a group that that hurts men?
I guess one of the things could probably be being argumentative.
Women are argumentative?
Yeah. Well, some I'm not saying all women. I'm just
No, I know. I'm saying, listen to what I'm saying. In general, who is more disagreeable, men or women?
I would say the men.
Okay, so that wouldn't be a problem.
Because I just you don't think there's a problem?
I'm saying if men, we're the problem, then we have to fix. You see what I'm saying? It's men. We're 1,000% we're more disagreeable than women are. Like, come on, it's not even close. So how is that a problem that women need to work on?
So this is my mindset with this thing. I believe as men we are leaders.
Are we?
We set the tone. I mean, that's what we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be leaders.
Says who?
What says what I believe. This what I believe. Look, I'm like Quell in a sense where I like to take ownership. And when I assume ownership or whatever it is that I'm chartering, I can essentially create the peace that I need in my life, and everything is in orderly fashion. I like structure.
Okay.
So anybody that's a part of my life, they're gonna know their structure and they're gonna feel comfortable in their structure. So somebody had to take the lead, and of course, at the time, my ex, she allowed me to take the lead.
Who told you that? Why does somebody have to take the lead?
I don't know if you believe what I believe, so I don't want to share that point.
No, I want you to explain it to me though. It shouldn't be rooted in a belief. It should be rooted in logic. So it has to be what's like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're going sell me on the idea that somebody has to take the lead in the relationship, make it make sense to me.
But I mean, I've heard you talk on your lives. You don't fall in alignment with it.
You talking about God?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So if you can't, but you see what I'm saying though? It should be logical though. It should be like even God, I'm saying, even if you believe things that are in the Bible or things that are in religious texts or whatever the case may be, it should still make sense. You still should be able to explain them logically. It shouldn't just be, well, God said. It should definitely still be like, well, the reason why God is saying do X, Y, and Z is because of A, B, and C. So that's what I'm asking you. Why are men supposed to be the leader? Says who? Based on what logic?
Okay. So who sets the caliber for one of the genders to set the tone of a relationship? Like who ordains that?
Okay, this is where we're gonna agree on this. Okay. Real quick, let me read this poll. Why do men put emphasis on vetting other men? Personal accountability got 6.35%. Misplaced blame on women 44.44%, and they know men suck 49.21%. So I think that men hold, I've had whole lives on this, but men hold the keys to divorce and breakups without a doubt, right? Um, and when I say that, I'm saying our behaviors is what typically leads to the demise of the relationship, right? So if we're good, if we have integrity within the relationship and we're consistent and we listen and we have emotional stability and yada yada yada, I think the vast majority of relationships will go on and on and on and on and on until we both die, right? If we don't, that's gonna cause a rift in the relationship, right? But I don't think that means that we are necessarily the leaders. I think those two things are different.
So if I had to answer the question, though, I think the thing that I will point out is that I think it depends on what someone expects from somebody. I think a lot of times it's kind of hard. We use certain metrics. I think that there are certain baselines in relationships, that there are certain things that certain relationships have, as far as like, you got to have respect. You gotta have accountability. You gotta have honor. Those are just certain things that you must just have in those for certain relationships, for relationships to work. Right. But I think that a lot of times people so what I would expect from my woman would be different, probably different from what you two brothers expect from your women. You get what I'm saying? Because our lifestyles are probably different.
I bet you they're not that different. And I bet you the women expect the same things out of us as we expect out of them.
So what I'm saying is that I only can speak from my perspective. So I've had guys in my life and certain one of my friends that have certain requirements that they expect from their women that I don't expect from mine. I have a Muslim friend that he's Muslim and he has certain requirements of his woman that I don't have of my woman.
Like what?
Of my woman. I mean, just based off of their religion alone.
I know what I'm saying. Like what? Give me one.
So they have to have their head covered. That there's certain ways that they communicate amongst one another that I don't expect from my woman or whatever.
Okay.
My woman has a say so in the household. We basically, like, if she has something that she needs to say or she has something she can communicate, I don't sit here and try to be a dictator over my household.
Okay.
I listen to what she has to say.
Are you the leader? Are you the leader in your household, you feel like?
Based off of her following me, and based off of what she has expressed, that hey, I'm leaving you in control of those things.
What things?
Over making decisions within the household. Over if we have dictating how bills are run within the household, how we decide that the chores and stuff, what we're gonna do. Okay, Lord, what do you want to do, and what do I want to do? The roles within the house.
So, can I interject something?
Go ahead, Ambassador.
You remember that question I asked you earlier, public?
Which one?
When I said, where do you get your foundation from?
Oh, you asked me that? I didn't even know that was you.
Yeah, that was me.
Okay.
So, the reason why I asked you that question, and you gave me the response that a lot of men say, because I think men are lacking a solid infrastructure. Like you got your doctrine from your mama, and she wasn't there to be able to teach all the other men what she taught you.
Oh, nah, I was just saying, like, more for me, I was more just talking about how, like, my mom, she like allowed me to, in a lot of ways, it wasn't a perfect relationship at all, but like in a lot of ways, she like allowed me to be the person that I grew into being. You know what I'm saying? And she, she wasn't like, oh, you crying, stop crying. Like, she allowed me to like express myself. I've always been an artist. She was always like, yeah, boy, you great at doing art. And she always encouraged me and all of that stuff. You know what I mean? Like she just, she gave me that type of stuff. And she never like made me feel any type of way about being the person that I was, like, ever. Like I could have dressed up like a freaking unicorn and walked around the house. She'd have been like, oh, you the cutest unicorn in the world. Like that's how my mom was, right? So that was like a part of what I was saying. But as far as like the actual ideology, no, she didn't give me any of that. I had to get all that from I had to outsource all of that. But go ahead.
So a lot of men have to go off the whim on certain doctrines and certain views of life and how they handle situations.
Mm-hmm.
But and that was the mindset that I had in the beginning. And so when I got involved with my ex, she expected certain qualities or certain traits about me. She expected me to be a leader. She didn't think of herself as a leader because that was the kind of household that she grew up in, where her father led and the mom was, pretty much, she didn't have to worry about anything. So her father led, so she was expecting the same thing out of me. So because I didn't have proper leadership in my life, when I did have leadership, a lot of them all had their own philosophies about how they handle certain situations, how they perceive life or whatever. And what happened was it interfered with my relationship with my ex because I was taking bits and pieces of information from here, bits and pieces of information from this guy, and this guy, and it had me all over the place and very confused. And so it wasn't until I actually said, you know what, I need something that's sound, that's been around for a long time, for centuries, way longer than me, that has stood the test of time.
It hasn't though.
Truly stand on.
But it hasn't though. The Bible has led to the demise of many relationships.
So the reason why it has led to the demise of many relationships is because man has taken it that way and switched it into a negative aspect.
No, even if you follow the Bible verbatim, I'm saying, especially, somebody said men's. Thanks for the cash app. They said men's leadership is leading us to destruction. Absolutely, but that's a fact. But in the Bible, if you follow it to a T, right, and there's a hierarchy within the Bible because that's what the Bible pushes. Hierarchy where God is on top and man is second and women is third, animals are fifth and fourth and third or whatever the hell. That actually doesn't jive with human nature. So a lot of women reject that idea. It sounds good to me, and of course we buy into us being at the top of this, right, on this planet. And then we do this fake humble kind of thing, which is like when I always think it's funny, like when athletes point to God and stuff like, or they point up or whatever, like, it's that fake humble stuff. Like you didn't get here because you got here because you shot the ball 30,000 times in the gym. You got here because, you know what I'm saying, your dad was freaking Dale Curry and you were around NBA players all the time and he, you know what I mean, and he passed on his genetics and his knowledge to you. You got here, Bronny, because, you know what I'm saying, like, let's be real. Like, that's why you got here. You ain't got to point up. You need to be pointing to your mama and your daddy. You need to be pointing to
So wait a minute. So you don't think any work went into any of that? You don't think Steph Curry had to work?
I literally just said the opposite of that.
So what I'm saying is that you're saying, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, that's a weird thing that as if there are plenty of people, NBA players, or people that had the opportunity that do not become Steph Curry.
So
you get what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is it's not solely that they have that exposure.
Oh no, I'm not saying it's solely. I'm just saying that is the biggest part of it. His dad is an NBA player. That's gonna you have a pipeline. There is like we just saw with Bronny James. Nepotism is a real thing. That's what happens, right? It happens with a bunch of NBA players. Kenyon Martin Jr.'s in the NBA. Tim Hardaway Jr.'s in the NBA. Scottie Pippen Jr.'s in the NBA. There's a bunch of NBA players that I'm not saying they're like terrible or anything like that, but there's probably a guy that's a no-name guy or a lesser-known guy whose daddy wasn't in the NBA who might be slightly better, and he's not in the NBA right now because he doesn't have the connections. Like, that's what I'm saying.
And there's some truth to that, but
tons of truth.
Let's not even go to that. I think that's a different argument.
There's tons of truth to that. Nepotism is a real thing. It doesn't mean you don't. Nepotism doesn't mean that you may not like. What's her name? Is the white girl that people be liking?
Caitlin Clark.
No, Caitlin Clark. No, not a basketball player. I'm thinking an artist.
You were saying
No. The artist. Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift's a nepo baby. Taylor Swift's a nepo baby. You know what I'm saying? But Taylor Swift could write the hell out of a song. You know what I mean? Like, she's good. What's her name? Willow Smith. I love Willow Smith. She makes great music. She's a nepo baby though. She's dope. She can sing like a Billie Eilish. Like, they're good. It doesn't mean that they're not good. Like, Saweetie would be an example of somebody that just got there just because they, you know what I'm saying? Saweetie is not talented at all to me, but yeah, whatever. But But there's a bunch, you know, there's a lot of people that get. That doesn't mean that every Nepo baby is trash.
It doesn't take away from their talent just because they're born with it either.
No, it doesn't. But it definitely just shows that you can be as talented as you want to be. But if you don't get the opportunity, then you ain't gonna go there. And those parents provide them the opportunity. That's the point. Because talent is one thing, but opportunity is something completely different.
Most definitely.
Yeah. But go ahead. But so I think that with this conversation where it's getting like back to the Bible stuff or the religious stuff, I don't think that religion, I'm sorry, the Bible has led to the demise of many relationships. And I know this because a lot of the things that men, a lot of the same things that men push, that the red pill manosphere pushes, are things that are found in the Bible. Pretty much all of them are found in the Bible, right? And those things, those ideals lead to the demise in plenty of relationships. That's what I'm saying. So the Bible has actually been, or the Quran or whatever, those religious texts have actually been responsible for many divorces, many breakups. And more importantly, those things have been, because more importantly, those things are responsible for a lot of abuse. The Bible is responsible for a lot of abuse. The Quran is responsible for a lot of abuse. Yeah.
I wouldn't listen.
So this is the thing. That's my point exactly. Is that you're saying that the men were the ones that actually contributed to the negative side of the Bible?
No.
But you have to.
No, you miss it, Ambassador. You're trying to make it into this thing where it's like they misinterpreted the Bible. I'm telling you, if they literally follow the Bible, if they follow what it says, it is a book that preaches abuse.
Yeah, I wouldn't agree with that, man. Because I've actually read the Bible, so I would not agree that it promotes abuse. Are there people that accept the religion that abuse people within the Bible? Yeah, but there's no direct scripture that's directing you to abuse your wife. If anything, most of the scriptures direct you not to do those things. But the problem is that we have so many different sets of the religion where a lot of the concepts that are promoted in the Bible weren't scriptures. They were doctrine that were promoted from a certain set of Christianity.
It even says, "Husbands, love your wives as I have loved the church."
Yeah, so, I mean, we know.
Here's the thing. I don't know if I told you on this live before or not, but I grew up always in trouble. And I stayed in the Bible in my room all the time. So I was pretty much forced to do it. So I had to read the Bible from cover to end. Now, I can't say I remembered all of it, but I had to read it from cover to end. And I have gotten a different interpretation. Now, people today, they ask me, man, I love the way you communicate. I love your emotional intelligence. I love how you carry yourself. I love how you treat people, all these kind of different things that a lot of the women are attracted to. And they're like, oh, you need to be teaching these men how to do the same thing. I said, no, I'm not trying to teach nothing to nobody. They ain't trying to listen to me. And so I had to ask myself, why are these women attracted to what I have to offer? And I'm like, y'all do understand what y'all asking for. Y'all asking for something that y'all already reject and that y'all already consider as misogynistic. And I shared this with a young lady the other day. She said, well, you just different. You read the Bible with discernment. You didn't take it to the full heart. Yeah, that's exactly what I did. I read it with discernment. I was able to cipher out the bad I was able to cipher out the good with the bad. Because there was a lot of things that men in the Bible have done in the name of God that was not what God intended. Like he even disciplined was it Solomon for when he asked for wisdom, when God gave him wisdom, and he decided to abuse his wisdom to persecute the people, not persecute the people, oppress the people. Like God said, I gave you all this.
Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I gotta read this. Super chat. Appreciate the super chat.
Okay.
I think they want me to get back on the topic. They said, topic, why are married men obsessed with single women? I love it. I love it. It's Sunday. Y'all want to talk about the Bible. I don't. I hate talking. I'll be honest with you. I very rarely care to talk about the Bible. But I don't be liking
I wasn't really trying to go go down that road.
No, I know. But I also just, a part of me, my neurospiciness, when people say things that are like unequivocally not true, I can't help but to be like, that's not true. But go ahead. I'm easy to bait in those ways. You can bait me all day long.
And I get that, but I'm a person that I feel like, not I feel like, but I am of the perception that you say, why are married men single? Is that what we're answering, or is it all three of those questions? Or
you can answer any one of those if you would like to. They're all important. They all lead to the same thing, to be honest with you.
Well, I don't really know why somebody who's married, would be obsessed with that, because there's a lot that goes within a marriage, a lot of responsibilities that you have if you act if you're actually engaged within your relationship.
I think a lot of married, I think that the amount of time that men have to talk about single women proves how little men actually be invested in their relationships, because clock in. Like, what is y'all doing? How did you got all this time to be, if you focus on your relationship, how you got all this time to be focused on? Like clock in, bro. What is you doing? This is crazy. Y'all bored. Okay.
Let me ask you this, because you be throwing some valid points, public.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing: you're not gonna be around for a long time, right? And
what you talking about?
We all gotta die at some point.
Oh, all right, cool. I like, hold on. What you mean? I'm messing with you, bro. I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant, brother. I'm just messing with you. Go ahead.
I just want to know, because a lot of people respect what you got to say.
Okay.
And I want people to be able to have a more consistent viewpoint as to how they, and for men, as to how they should handle their women. Because I've observed you handle your wife very well, you handle your kids very well, you sound like you have a great relationship with them. How can you pass that message on to men to make it more consistent and sound? Because you got to understand, right now it's all over the place. We're coming up on these panels and we got our own views as to how we should handle a relationship, or at least give us some kind of bullet.
Hold on, wait, Quill. Hold on, Quill. Do you think that my message is inconsistent?
No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you're the only one that has this particular knowledge. It's just hypothetically speaking. You're the only one with this knowledge. Not Eric, Quail, myself, and all the other men that may be watching right now.
Mm-hmm.
They might not have this knowledge.
Okay.
But the thing is, we want it to be consistent all across the board, so that way the women can get the proper respect, the respect that they need in the relationship. So, because you got 606 people in here, and obviously they respect what you got to say. So if we can put that in some type of literature, some type of book, say, hey, man, follow this. This is what's going to work.
Yeah. One day, look, man, one day I will definitely write a book. Like, I'll do what I can. Who knows how good or bad? I don't know, but I'm going to write a book. I'll put my thoughts on a piece of paper. But for today, you got me live and direct, right? And I would say that, all of the things, like, I take, because there's so many things, there's so many traps that men fall for, that men are susceptible to, right? And basically what I'm doing is I'm putting the spotlight on every single trap, because, Quail, you might not fall for this trap. You as a married man, you good when it comes to this. But over here, you may be neglectful in this area or whatever. And I'm like, cool, this is a trap that they be setting for you too. And when I say they, I'm talking about the cult of man. They set traps for men to fall into. They set traps for you. They try to get you on something to get you in that pipeline, right? If you fall in that trap all leads to the same pipeline. So you will start with it might be something as innocuous as men and women both have issues. Mm-hmm. Right. And then you start going, okay. Like, that's why I always ask that question whenever somebody says, oh yeah, we need to address women's behavior too. And I go, okay, what behaviors of women do you want to address as a man? Like, what are women doing that's so harmful and toxic to men? And typically, same what happened with Ambassador, when I ask men that question, we don't have an answer.
But I think that's part of the problem too, though. Like, Ambassador, like, I feel like what you know, because we want this bulletproof, like this bulletproof, like I gotta point to this, and we gotta have this end all be all answer to everything. And it's like, look, man, he's reaching the people that he can reach. He's reaching the people that have his ear. And I'm definitely not against what he's saying, you know, because there's somebody that can get something from what his message is. So I think the problem is that we feel like we gotta have this collective view on and have a monopoly on this relationship thing, and there's not one thing and one answer that we have. You know,
I don't. But Quail, I got to be clear. I'm not really that big on talking about relationships, believe it or not. Like I like we do it from time to time, but like I'm not. That's not like my core message. Like I'm not a relationship guru. Like, you know, actually, when people ask me direct questions about relationships, I typically shy away from it. It's uncomfortable because it's too personal. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this is what happened. You know, because I'm like, I don't know. Because when you start talking about specifics in a relationship, she could have done something wrong to you. She could be the one that's not listening. She could be the cheater, no doubt about it. You see what I'm saying? No doubt about it. Because we like, contrary to popular belief, of course we know that women aren't perfect. Of anything that I would say for the most part about men, there is a subset, a group of women that we can apply that to. But the problem is that the stuff that I'm talking about for men is things that most men do or have done. And then, but it's not things that most women do or have done. You see what I'm saying? Like, yes, some women have neglected him. Some women have abused a man, yada, yada, yada. Yes, some women lie to men and get into their, you know, get into their good graces and blah, blah, blah. Some women do that. But typically, that's not the case. Most women don't do that. Most women don't have to do that. Most women are trying so hard to keep men away from them that it doesn't make any sense for me to believe that most women are lying to be in those same men's good, great. Like, it doesn't make sense. Most women are guarded. They're like, oh, I got too many. I got too much, right? They're too busy trying to filter the noise for me to believe that like they're just like, yes, I need to lie to Ambassador and string him along. Like, more than likely not. Like, she got 10 dudes just like you begging for her, you know, begging to suck the fart out of her underwear. Like, it's wild. Like, you don't, like, she don't need, like, they don't need us like that for that attention. You know what I'm saying? So what I be talking about more is how men need to humanize ourselves, right? For our own benefit, starting with our own benefit. We need to humanize ourselves. We need to see each other as human beings, men first, right? Then we need to humanize women. Then we need to humanize kids. I'm not saying it has to go in this order necessarily. I'm just saying, like, because it has to start for you. You have to be able to look at yourself and see yourself as a human being before you can start seeing everybody else as a human being, typically speaking, right? So I'm saying I'm really big on like, hey, let's humanize everybody as men. Let's humanize everybody, every single group of people. LGBTQIA folk, feminine presenting men, feminine presenting women, children, black, whatever the case may be. Let's humanize everybody because we're all human. And let's see where that leads us, because a lot of our problem is a lot of our problems are rooted in we don't see each other as humans because of these systems of oppression. So the patriarchy tells men that women are less than. The Bible also, which is a part of the patriarchy, tells men that women are less than, and children are even less than, right? That's what it does. And I'm against that. Hold on, man. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I'm getting it. My mama just texted me right now. Oh, interesting. My neighbor died. It's crazy. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But even at some point, go ahead, bro.
No, you go ahead.
So I just think at some point too, though, what I point out is that a lot of times what happens is that a lot of people get involved with people that they already know don't have a certain level of respect for them. Like, a lot of times we get involved with people who we already know have a certain view, who think certain things, and we think that we can change people. We think we can get them to be what we want them to be, rather than allowing people to be the people that they are. Does that make sense?
Mm-mm. Because you should be trying to help people change themselves. Not about you changing them, but you can help them change themselves. You can help them help themselves.
But through you living that. But I'm not gonna force it on you.
Both.
Through my example, I can do that.
Both.
You get what I'm saying?
You can do it through both.
Through my example, I can show you certain things, but I allow you to be the person that you are. And if it's something that I don't like within my life, if it's something that I don't really want, then that's a person that I don't get involved with.
Yeah, you mean okay? So yeah, you're talking like interpersonally. I agree. Definitely interpersonally, I agree. I'm more talking about like collectively. You know what I'm saying? Like collectively, we can help each other. As a collective, we should be trying to help each other.
Most definitely, but we lack the community mindset in society now.
Maybe.
Was that neighbor that apparently it seemed like your mom was real close to that neighbor? Y'all grew up together or something?
Yeah, me and him are. I think I'm a year older than him, and yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was my neighbor, like in my hood. He was like my next door. Like I was there. I knew him my whole life since I can remember. He been, so yeah.
My condolences.
No, I appreciate it, man. It's good. I'm gonna sort it out afterwards and figure it out. But yeah.
Can I ask you a question? Because here's the thing. A lot of men, if let's just say, what you're putting out there, it's crap. I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
There you go.
Go ahead, it'll come back to me.
Okay, you go. You finish, Quill.
No, that's just the gist of what I was saying. It's just more or less like, we have to figure out what we want and how we can get it from one another. I don't want someone to be in a relationship that clearly if you're going to New York and I'm going to Chicago, that's not on the way. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you're in Florida, if I'm in Florida and you're in Alabama and it's on my way to New York, that's a totally different thing. You get what I mean? So we have to be on one accord on how we're going to move within the relationships, how we're going to move even within a friendship. Like, that's why, I don't go in it trying to tell someone what to do. I give somebody the free reign to be who they are, because that's the point of relationships, is us serving one another, us being of service to one another. Us making sure that one is caring for the other one, and reciprocity is the point of relationships.
Yeah.
So I remember what I was going to say. Oh, go ahead, bro.
I won't say nothing.
Oh, okay. I remember what I was going to say. I noticed in the comments way earlier, somebody said that just be a good person, be generous, be all these different positive qualities, and you'll be fine. But the question is, where did those qualities come from? I'm always trying to go to the root of things, because if we don't go to the root of where these things come from, then how can we get to the final destination? Yeah. And like I was saying earlier, a lot of men are not establishing anything. So they don't know what it looks like or feels like to be nice to somebody or to be generous. They've lost that because they didn't have anybody to teach them, and even the person that may have supposedly was supposed to be that overseer to teach them, they probably didn't have the proper teaching. So
wait, you think most people never experienced somebody being nice to them, like their mom or their parents? Like, you don't think most people learned that?
Well, apparently, I mean, if you say that, as far as the dads, that they're not being good dads, if they're abusing their kids and mishandling their kids and stuff like that, then yeah, they're not going to experience the niceness. And you got a lot of kids that are in foster homes that don't get this type of positive treatment. So I get this goes back to what we was talking.
Yeah, I get the foster home. I get the foster home part, but I think okay. So I think this is a slippery slope, because why is it so hard for us, even if that's the case? Why is it so hard for people to say, I get it to a certain extent, like a certain amount of time. But when you get older, what is the excuse for when you like? What is the excuse for when you like? You know that you don't like something, right? Like, you don't like the way you're being treated. You don't like the way, that it sucked when nobody showed up for you at your sporting, like, you know how that felt. Why do you say, why not you, whoever, but why do people get to blame it on, like, well, I never had a parent show up for me, so I never knew to show up for my kid? Like, you knew that it hurt you though. Why didn't you just use that? Like, why do we always need, like, for somebody to model something, and we blame that when we don't though? You don't need somebody to model everything for you. You can actually learn it from how it made you feel, from how stuff made you feel. You can say, okay, that hurt me. I'm not gonna do that to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you need to get cheated on to know that cheating on somebody is wrong and that it hurts? No, you just, like, you know.
Okay, so I would say from this perspective, then there's people that are in positions that are from a place that is not as financially that doesn't have the financial inflow in a certain community.
Okay.
And so you can tell by their responses and their behaviors and how they act, because I'm always doing certain mentorships in the less fortunate areas, and I've recognized in those areas that their environment is shaping their viewpoint. And if you don't have something on the outside that can kind of direct you out of it, then what's going to grab your attention the most is what you're experiencing at that particular moment. This is the one thing that I'm learning right now about psychology right now, the study of people. And people have a hard time leaving what they're used to. Like
why does it? But Ambassador, why is it so much easy? If that's the case, because the women grew up in the same houses we grew up in, right? Mm-hmm. Why is it so much easier for them to do the thing that you're describing? It would appear to be so much like, why are men so violent, but women aren't? And we grew up in the same environment. We had the same parents. Why are men so manipulative, but women aren't? And they grew up in the same environment, in the same houses. Like, you know what I'm saying? I would believe you. I would be more inclined to believe you. My point is, I would be more inclined to believe you if it was like equal, like if it really was equal, if it really was like women are just as bad as men or whatever. I'll be like, okay, that makes sense. But why is it that we grew up in the same places, grew up with the same parents, in the same socioeconomic, level situations, but yet black, like women all across the board, not even just black women, but women in general, they're like going to college, getting educations more than men. Women are not, you know what I'm saying? Like I said before, we ain't worried about, typically speaking, men aren't worried about like the character of a woman, because the default position for most women, in at least from our perspective, the observable truth is women are better than we are. Just to put it gently, they're going to add this intrinsic value to our lives. Like, most men just understand that no matter how much they try to lie, like.
But that's been a thought throughout history. That hasn't just started now. And
I know.
What we're dealing with.
No, I know. But I'm trying to find out though. But so what's the excuse? Because men have historically been crappy.
But the thing is, what's crazy is that we're not dealing with a gender issue. This is a people issue. This is a personality issue, man. This is a thing that I don't blame men or women. I don't blame one gender or the other.
Why not?
Because what's happening is that people don't know how to just be able to be themselves and look within themselves. That's why I say I'm a accountability person.
So why? But Quail, you're missing what I'm saying though. Mm-hmm. Women are seemingly able to do the thing you're saying that we can't do collectively, but they're actually doing it. You see what I'm saying? So what is the reason? If it's not a gender problem, right?
But because you're going off. So where are we getting this
from? Who is responsible for the vast majority of violence in this country or the world?
As far as that's a broad statement. What are
we? It's not. About? It's a very.
No. I said, what are we talking about? Like
any form of violence. Any form of violence. Who is responsible for the vast majority of violence in the world?
You definitely can't say that because lesbian relationships have the most in America. Have the most cases of domestic violence.
That doesn't disprove. That doesn't.
So what I'm saying is that what you're just saying is is wrong, because you can't sit there and say that men are just so violent, and a lot of violence come from women. So you can't sit there.
No,
and
it
say
doesn't.
It is a gender issue. It's not.
It doesn't. It doesn't though, Quail.
Because most men are very skeptical about being violent towards
Sir,
women.
I could tell you without a doubt. Don't quote those studies about lesbians. You don't.
But you
hold on.
did.
I didn't.
How are you sitting there saying?
I didn't quote anything about it. Oh wait, sir. I didn't quote. Quail,
So
stop. Calm down, sir. Stop. I didn't quote anything about lesbians. You did. I didn't quote anything about lesbians.
So what I'm saying, and what you just literally just said, you quoted some type of study, did you not?
I didn't even get to quote anything. You jumped straight to the lesbian stuff. I just was saying that.
Okay.
I was saying. Who did, me?
No, I'm talking about Quail.
Oh, I was like, I didn't get to say anything. I was just saying that I was about to tell you that the vast majority of violence in the world is perpetuated by men. Not even close. It's not close. Like, it ain't 60-40, it ain't 70-30. It's not even close, bro. It's almost 100% men. Almost 100% men. You're saying that that's not a gendered issue when it's glaringly, look, sir, listen to what I'm saying, Quail. If it's 98%, if men are responsible for 98% of all the violence in the world, men are. How is that not a gender issue?
Okay, but that is a vast, broad statement that you're making towards men in general.
No, it's not.
How is it not?
I'm saying, once again, a major problem is violence in the world, in every community, in every single country, right? And it's probably the number one problem, if you think about it. It's the most destructive thing in any society is violence. Okay. Now, men are responsible, not every man, but men in general are responsible for the vast majority of the worst thing in society, of the most destructive thing in society, right? Amongst other things. I can keep going, but I'm just starting with the worst thing. So when I ask you that, and I say that it definitely is coming off as a gender problem, and you say, no, that's a people problem. For help me make it make sense. They got 5 on you. Help me make it make sense. If it's a gender problem, shouldn't it be closer? Shouldn't the numbers reflect that? Like, I mean, if it's not a gender problem, if it's a people problem, shouldn't the numbers reflect that it's a people problem? Shouldn't it be closer to like 50-50, 60-40, 70-30, even 70-30?
It would, of course, it's going to come across that if majority of the people within power are men. Of course, it would come across like that.
Huh?
If majority of the people in power, the people at the top, are men, then of course it's going to come across like that. Majority of the people in power, are they not men?
You saying that men, because men are the face of the community, women could be women can possibly be the mastermind behind it, but because men are on the forefront, the women will never be noticed as to want us to be violent.
That's not how they judge it. It's not a perception. It is a real life. I know, but that's what I'm saying. If that's the point he was making, it's not a perception of violence. It is a.
Look, I'm gonna say this. I gotta go. I appreciate the conversation. This definitely was enjoyable. I really appreciate you letting me up and us having this conversation.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm not a person of groupthink. I like to be able to have my own thoughts and for others to be able to have their own thoughts. I just think that this is a thing that I think this is a very multivariate problem. I don't think we could put this on one thing, is what I'm saying.
What do you mean you can't? I'm not putting it on one.
I do not believe that you could just say that men are the causes of violence, of majority of the violence.
Quail, let me ask you a question before you go. So you said that men men control the society, right? Mm-hmm. So if we control the society, why wouldn't we be responsible for the way the society functions?
So I guess.
Yeah, go
Coming in.
I'm sorry. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. I mean to interrupt. Can I say something right quick?
Hold on, CB. I'll let you go. Just let Quell go. He said he about to dip. Just let him answer the question.
So repeat what you said.
So you said that the reason why men are the face of violence, and I'm paraphrasing, is because men are we're in the leadership roles. We're in the majority of leadership roles.
Most of the people that
are in leadership roles are men. Yeah.
Are leadership.
Yeah. So if that's the case, then how are you not blaming men for the state of the
so just because somebody is a man and they occupy a certain thing that represents what every man on the planet represents. That's not the So what I'm saying, we are representative of the elite. That's what I'm getting. Are we representative in what the overall what men believe? Are they representative of what the people in power do or think?
Yeah. Most men uphold the status quo. Yeah.
But that I would beg to differ. I don't think that.
If most hold on, wait, y'all, wait.
Flat maleness.
Wait, wait, CB. If most men don't uphold the systems of oppression, then the systems of oppression would crumble. That's the reality. If most of us didn't keep it together, it would fold.
Okay, we're black men. We're black men here, right? All these are black men.
Yeah.
The systems of oppression of black men holding up, bro.
The patriarchy, capitalism.
No. Okay, and patriarchy. Did we create this patriarchy?
Yeah, we did.
No, we did not.
We did. Hold on, wait. Hold on, CB. What? We did.
Came in hot.
Yeah, you came in hot. You loud and wrong already. We did.
I'm sorry if you think I started off wrong.
Yeah.
I get a little amped up, so forgive me if I get amped up, brother. Yeah. I'm not trying to come at you no way.
I know, but listen to my response though. I'm saying it's all good, but you literally asked me a question, I answered it, and then you answered it for me. But I answered the question. Yeah, we created the patriarchy. Black men did. Yeah.
How did black men who came in this country as slaves created a patriarchy that was instilled already here before we even got free? So what you're saying right now? Say
that again. Wait, take it back. How does that make? I don't understand. What are you saying?
How did a group of men, when they got into this country, were slaves when they got here, create something that was already in place before we got our freedom? How did we create that?
Because the patriarchy existed before America did.
But I asked you specifically, how did black men, brother?
I know. Wait. You're missing the point. So
I'm not missing the point. I'm listening to exactly what you're saying.
Please stop being so argumentative. Listen to what I'm saying. The patriarchy was created in Africa. Black men created the patriarchy in Africa. White men followed the model of the patriarchy, and from that, CB, why are you talking while I'm talking? Seriously, it's crazy. So from that system, they built other systems, like racism was a system that white men built on the back of the system we built, which was the patriarchy. And then the patriarchal structure that exists now is capitalism, the patriarchy, and racism, all intertwined.
That's all nonsense what you just said. Matter of fact, in Africa, black people didn't have a patriarchal system. They had more of a cohabitative system where women did what they did and men did what they did. They didn't even really start keeping track of it. It was Portuguese sailors that wrote about this, about how black men and women lived. So right there, you just said a lie, brother. Black men didn't come and doing no shit. So how could a man and our slaves come up and uphold a patriarchy?
Let him go, Ambassador. Ambassador, let him finish. Let him finish.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, you got
part of it, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like I need you to know, when did black men officially started oppressing women? When was this? When?
What year? Who knows? That's not even quantum. The year. Wait, y'all. You can't. Hey, brother, CB, man. I'm trying really hard. You got to understand how to have a conversation. I'm letting you talk, but don't. I know. Then why are you talking while I'm talking? I'm trying. I want you to hear what I'm saying so I can hear what you're saying. So
false narratives, and then
I don't care how you feel about it, sir.
Okay, it's not true.
Just calm down. If your brother.
I want to ask you this one thing. You said that. Let's just dissect this right quick. You said most men create crime, create violent crimes, right?
I didn't say that.
Okay, CB, can I interject real quick?
Most men created violent crimes doesn't make sense. That statement doesn't make sense. What I said was men that 98% of violence is perpetuated by men.
That is a small group of men, though.
Says who?
If you're talking about the millions of men, let's just take black men. Let's take this statistic, right? Let's say about I believe in the year 2022. Let's say domestic violence happened, or no, let's just say black women got killed.
Unalived.
1,330 black women got killed.
Unalived. Hold on, CB. You gotta use TikTok friendly language, sir. Please. I'm gonna have to drop you. Don't do that. So don't say unalived if you instead of saying
I don't know TikTok.
yeah, I'm trying to tell you. Say unalived. That's what I'm. If you don't know, I'm telling you right now.
I apologize.
You good? Keep going. I'm listening. Don't curse. Don't say the N word and try to use it. Don't be so graphic. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No, saying I apologize.
You good?
So let's just say that over 1,300 black sisters was unalived.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And let's just say, even though all those aren't black men, you gotta put white men, black women, all that other stuff in there. But let's just say, for instance, for this argument, that all those dudes that did that were black men. Okay. If you take the number of black men, which is 22 million of us, that is still a minuscule amount of black men that we are talking about are violent, because most black men are not violent, and it doesn't come even close. So to frame this question like black men are just.
Can I ask you a question? How many black men were unalived?
Hold on a minute. You know what I'm saying? You said let's let people finish. Let's have a conversation, right? You know what I'm saying? So even if you were saying that men do perpetuate violence a lot, which is true, the number of those men is very minuscule. So
wait. So two things. Hold on. CB. Two things. A, you're starting at unaliving, which if you want to start there, let's start there. But B, there's tons of violence before you unalive a person. But let's do the unaliving. I like this conversation for you. So that's the women's side. Now let's talk about the other side where men get unalived. Add those two numbers up.
That would still be, even if you took that number, that would still be a small minute of men that commit murder against others.
Unaliving.
That commits unaliving. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Forgive me, sir.
Yeah.
I really gotta learn TikTok language. Please forgive me.
You good?
You know what I'm saying?
They commit unaliving against men. Okay, cool. Now that's one. Now hold on, wait. Now that's one group of men. Cool. Let's keep going. Now what percent? CB, you talking a lot, bro. Stop. So what percentage of men? This is crazy. I'm trying hard not to mute you. Really, I really am. Okay. What percentage of men? Now, let's keep going. What percentage of men batter men, women, and children? What percentage of people have been battered? How many batteries happen in this country every year?
Actually want to take that stat about children? Women hurt children more than men do.
No, they don't. That's a lie.
Go look it up, bro.
I have.
You can look that up online.
I already looked at the study. You haven't. You heard it on TikTok.
No, you haven't.
I have.
Because if you have, you wouldn't have just said what you
I know what 100%. I looked at the study. I looked at the aggregate numbers. I looked at it.
You looked it up. You're lying right now.
Okay. CB, if you look at the study, what it proves is men are actually more violent to children than women are. Women are more violent. They abuse kids more. Their children, they're more likely to abuse their children. Men are more, CB, please. Men are more likely to unilaterally abuse kids, first and foremost. So they'll abuse your kids, they'll abuse kids from across the street and their kids. Women primarily only abuse their kids first and foremost. The biggest form of abuse is neglect, by the way, not violence. It's neglect. That's the number one form of abuse. Women are more prone to neglect their kids. Now you got to get into the why and the, being not having any support. They're working, they're a single parent, blah, which leads to neglect. It's still abuse, but it leads to neglect. That's what you're talking about. Now, hold on, CB, stop. Now, you want to talk about actual physical violence against children. Men are more violent against kids. No doubt about it. Against everybody. Men, women, or children. Men are far more likely to, I think like 80 or 90% of rapes are done by men. Like I said, battery, men, physical violence, men. Unalivings, men, stabbings, men, all of these, men. Not 80, 95% of the time, brother. There's no way around it. So what are you talking about? Make
Can I speak or am I going to
go ahead. You can speak now.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. What you're talking about, for one, like I said, is a small minute of men out of the millions of men. You know what I'm saying? Which I don't think y'all understanding. So, you know what I'm saying? Talking about less than 1% of men does not correlate to all men. Secondly,
I didn't say all men.
Women are the number one unaliver of kids, bro. So what are you talking about when they say that they don't abuse them? You're sitting here lying.
I didn't say they didn't.
Bro. Look, all right, bro. You know what, bro? You good. You know what I'm saying? You have a good day, brother. I appreciate you for allowing me to come up. And I appreciate y'all having my time. If you're going to sit here and lie to me, I ain't about to sit here up and have this conversation.
CB, if you are emotionally dysregulated, you should go to a doctor, get some medication, and seek help. But yelling at me and blaming me when you clearly don't know what you're talking about, and you yelling at me, you're so excited. Look at you. You're so agitated by what? Why are you so mad?
I'm mad because you're a lying piece of shit. That's why.
CB, you think that you
Ambassador, wait, brother. I gotta talk to the brother. CB.
No, don't CB me, Norel. You just said something that you didn't look up yourself on this live, and you can have all these hackling hens that's in your comment section.
No, why are you being so disrespectful?
At the same time,
they got 20 on his head. Why are you being so disrespectful?
But you didn't even look up the stat that I said.
Hold on, don't mute. Please don't mute him. Please let him go. Go ahead, CB. Oh, I'm sorry, I did that. I was trying to unmute you. Go ahead, CB.
You have literally lied on this thing and didn't even look up the stat that you're talking about, but you're yet ready to blame men for it.
I did look up the stats, sir.
That's wrong, brother. And I hate to see that coming from another black man.
But CB, I did look up the stat. I'm just trying to tell you that I'm just CB.
I have a black woman.
CB, I don't care about who CB. I don't care who you hunching on. I don't care. I'm going to say what I normally say in this situation is free that woman because you sound unstable. I'm just being real. So if you got a black woman, I don't care if she black, white, or otherwise, free that woman because you got something going on, brother. Some chemical imbalance type stuff. Oh, they got 30 on you.
Get 30 on me. You know what I'm saying? Let them pay you to kick me off. I don't care. This is TikTok. You get paid for this. This is why you do this. This is why you come up here and lie to these women all day because you get paid for it. You know what I'm saying?
So I want to what I would like to know is why are you so invested in this idea that they paid to drop him? I was going to ask him, why is he so invested in this idea that women are just as violent as men? And they always go to children, by the way. If you guys ever noticed that, it's always children they go to. Like, oh, see, they just as violent against kids. But we all know men are more. Look, CB, you can go look up the study. You can go look it up, brother. What'd you say, Ambassador? What's the source of that? Because I know there's multiple different sources. I don't know. I'm not good. I'm honestly, I'm not good at that. There's a dude on here who did a video on it and he cites the sources and that's where I got it from. He made a video and then he told what the sources were and I looked it up or whatever from his video. But, sorry, I mean, that's right. No, you good. The video it's on X Patriarch's page, by the way. He does like a pretty good breakdown of it, but I like how he did it. Like he did a good breakdown and he cites the source. And then I was like, all right, cool. So let me read it or whatever. And I did. Yeah. Somebody said there's over 100 pages. I did not read all 100 pages. I just read the numbers part and the like what the study was, what the goal of the study was or whatever they were trying to find, or, I can't remember how to say, the abstract or whatever. Exactly. So anyways, if you care to read that, study, you can. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? If you want to read all 100 pages, you can go do that. That's great. I don't have time to do that. And also, it was something that of course, I knew that men are more violent to children. Like, what the heck? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about here? That's not men. In every think about it like this logically. And you mean to tell us in every other aspect, in every other aspect, men are more violent. But all of a sudden, when it comes to kids, no, women, no. Like, no, bro, men are more violent overall. Yeah, he was out there wilding. He was calling people in the comments, hackling hens, and he said that I was a POS. You know what I'm saying? He's emotionally dysregulated. That's an unstable human being. Cackling hens. Yeah.
I will say this. You know, a lot of the stuff that's happened on these panels, how men treat women, how women treat men, all this kind of different stuff. I've never known for this stuff to be going forth the way it's been going forth until TikTok. And I was like,
what you mean?
Like just the division, I didn't really realize how serious it was about how men were misogynistic and, you know, just their behavior. And there's a lot of men that I see on these panels that I definitely wouldn't sit down and have a conversation with, because it's hard to have a conversation with somebody like CB. Like that was like
you didn't know men were this bad before. No woman.
No,
You mean to tell me, Ambassador, you never had a conversation with your wife about your behavior? You never had a conversation with another woman?
She never had any problems with me. The only problem that she really had was the fact that I was irresponsible with my finances and that I lacked communication skills. Like I didn't know how to, like if I was feeling a certain way, I would shut down, or I would go to a place where I can kind of just settle my thoughts. But I would never address the situation right there on the spot. Like I just cut it off. But I never. Once I've calmed down, I never come back to the situation and address it once everything's calmed down. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's about as far as violent that you can say I've gotten.
Well, no, I don't mean violence. I'm not talking about violence. I'm saying
okay.
She never talked to you about like your behavior. She never, you know what I mean? Like, because a lot of our behaviors are rooted in our misogyny. A lot of our, you know what I'm saying? Like what's going on? A lot of that is rooted in our misogyny. A lot of it is, you know. Yeah. But that's the thing though. It's like, yeah, I guess you're right. Like, it's not so much what happens on TikTok is, and what happens on social media is a lot of people don't ever hear things in the way that it is described or articulated on these platforms, right? So you don't get to hear the verbiage, you don't get to hear the language, you don't get to hear misogyny, you don't hear patriarchy, you don't hear sexism. You just hear you shut down all the time, or why did you cheat on me, or whatever. And that's the culmination of the ideology that is misogyny. You know what I'm saying? Like that, you hear men say running game on women and stuff like that, and you don't connect the dot. You just go, I mean, running game is running game. Like, yeah, I know what running game is. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, boys will be boys. You hear stuff like that. You hear stuff like that all the time.
So I'm not trying to toot my own horn, nothing like that, or make myself more than what I am.
Yeah.
But like I said, I've never exposed myself to a lot of things that I knew that was going to benefit me. Like the people that I surrounded myself around, I chose to surround myself around these type of people. Like if I seen an inkling of anything that was remotely unkind or came off very disrespectful, like I did not tolerate disrespect from anybody. So if you expressed that, or your energy was just off, I did not give you the time of day to even become your friend. I can only count on my fingers. Only 2 friends that I got, and they've been my friends. One has been my friend for 3 years. I don't been my friend since I was 19. I have not made any more friends because I have never met any other genuine person like myself. And so
you on some Drizzy? You on some Drizzy? No new friends?
No new friends.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to having new friends, but I'm just not going to pick up just any of your friends. I'm
not
going to do that. But so like somebody like CB. Yeah, I would have saw that right off the back and just said, nah, I'm not dealing with that. Like, he might be a good brother on the back end, but if you was to come, on initial impression, that's how you handle a situation. Nah, I wouldn't give you the. Like, I like to have a peaceful discord. I don't like conflict. I like to have a decent conversation and be able to come to a conclusion where we both understand each other and we're both getting our issues resolved.
You know what was crazy? CB, somebody said it. I was gonna say it, but they clocked it. They said CB got up here and he was talking about brothers and sisters, and 2 minutes into it, he started calling them cackling hens. It's always them. It's always the blackety black pro-black dudes that be like, I'm black, I love black women. You cackling hens. 2 seconds later, it's always them. It's always them. Always. I'm like, how can y'all do that so fast? It's always them every single time. And it don't take much. It ain't like I had to do anything to do that. I just was talking to him and I just wasn't backing down. He was saying a bunch of problematic stuff. And I was like, that's problematic. And then he was like, oh, well, you know, you cackling hens in the comments and da-da-da-da. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. All you got to do is let them talk long enough.
I don't mean to divert this thing, but you know what I recognized the other day? I was on somebody's live, and you know, excuse me, stop me if you want. But I was on somebody else's live, and it was a young lady, and she gave him a scenario. She said, "Hey, this is my issue. Calm me down. I'm upset. This is my issue. Calm me down." And I thought it was a great exercise for the men to really exemplify proper qualities in handling a relationship, especially if you're married.
Mm-hmm.
And there was men that was on the panel that was married and some that wasn't married. And it literally what I was seeing was a bunch of hound dogs just going at this woman.
Mm.
Like, this lady just told you, calm her down. But you proceed to match her energy. Like, that doesn't make sense. So I was like, I came up on the panel and said, hey, y'all tripping. Like, why y'all responding this way? And so I had, because I have never seen nobody talk the way they was talking. Like, this dude said, no, she needs to be reprimanded for her behavior. I was like, what? She needs to be disciplined for her actions. I was like, what? She's not a child. So I came up on the panel when she had me come up, and I said, hey, look, you know, I'm not gonna say her name. I was like, look.
Nah, say her name. No, I'm just I'm just playing with you, bro.
I'm scared.
We like to know. We messy.
No, well, I'm not messy.
All about name dropping. We real messy on this side.
Don't let our nice side fool you. We like the messiness too. We don't like to get involved in it. We just like to watch it.
You never watch it. I got you. But I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to exclude myself from the messy part of it. It's just for pure education purposes. But I came up on a panel. I said, hey, you know, what's the matter? Like, what's going on? What's the issue? Because I'm seeking a resolution. That's my ultimate goal, is to seek a resolution to the problem that she's dealing with, regardless if she's at fault or not. I just want to see if there's a resolution that can be had, and if I could get her to calm down, and then we can kind of hash this thing out. Hey, I'm gonna make that approach, and then if she is at fault, I'm just gonna make her aware of it or ask her some level of questions to
You ain't learned from being married for 12 years that you don't ever try to calm a woman down. That's not our job. I just talk to him.
Yeah, that's how I calmed it down.
I just keep talking.
What's the matter?
Can't nobody calm me down, and I don't try to calm nobody else down. I just ain't no tone police. You just gotta let it go. Whatever it is, you just gotta get through it. I don't be up in there on there like, hey, calm down, man. I'm like, nah, what's going on?
I know. Telling the person to say calm down. Yeah, I know that's fine.
Yeah, you dumping gasoline on that fire. Don't do that.
Yeah. Like, calm down. What you mean, calm down?
Yeah, I'm calm, or I'm at the level that I should be at. That's how I be feeling. I'm like, if I'm here, it's because I'm supposed to be here. So don't talk to me, talk to them. But I want to get to Shannon real quick. Go ahead, Shannon.
Okay, yes, sir.
Yeah.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Good, brother.
Yeah. So to answer the prompt, I don't think they're truly happy. Then that's how they become red pill. Probably because they got the wife they didn't want, or they settled for a woman they didn't want because they couldn't get the one they actually wanted from the beginning.
You think that? You think that for real?
Yeah, Anton Daniels. Look up Anton Daniels, and then you tell me.
Wasn't he?
Look up Anton.
I know who he is. I'm saying he was. Yeah, he was something else.
Yeah, and I had a whole conversation with him. So again, if you look into those men, and then look at their wife, and then all the content that they drop, you tell me if they're really in a happy marriage. So I think they would lean towards a lot of men who have a negative viewpoint of women because they're not even happy within their own relationship. The second one, It depends. And the reason I say it depends is because if you look at Tony Gaskins mostly calls out men, but there's women that come and seek to him for guidance that ask certain questions like, hey, how do I make a relationship work? What are the in and outs? And he's in a successful marriage.
But that says that targets single women. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, let me
you know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying. I get like if I'm married, you married, you know what I mean? Like if Lux comes, Lux is in a relationship, but I'm saying, but like if Lux wanted to ask us a question, and we answered it, and it's like a question about her, you know, rooted around her being single, I'm not gonna be like, no, I can't answer that. We married. Like, no, we can have a conversation, but
when it says target single women, no, I don't think it's just specifically target single women. I was reading into it. I was reading more into it than the actual question. So no, actually, no. You should not be making content that targets single women.
Mm-hmm. Young single women too. They be on that, yeah.
And then the third one, why are men so oppressed with single women? Oh, control. I don't understand why people can't answer that question, but it's not a problem to just answer it how it is.
Mm-hmm.
You want to control women.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. You want to have you want to be a dictator. You want men to dictate women's choices. I mean, we got what's that comedian that just came out earlier and said black women need to stop putting them lashes in their Aries
Spears. Oh my God, I can't stand Aries Spears.
I just dropped a video on that. Like I'm like, here we go again. So
can't stand that.
You want to control what they wear. You want to control lashes. You want to control the nails. You want to control the weave. And it's like you want to control everything that they do. So with that being said, it comes back to control. I don't understand why this is. It's so simple. If you don't like something, don't go after that.
But they like it, Shannon. That's the thing that be blowing my mind. I'm like, but y'all like it.
Who spends their time? How do you as a man, woman, or anything, right, or any person, spend majority of your time talking about what you don't like?
Oh, I couldn't do it. Can't do it.
Wouldn't that make more logical sense? I thought we were logical.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't it make more logical for me to put time and effort, in my opinion, into stuff that I actually enjoy and like, and women that I want to be around, instead of the weave, the bonnets, the lashes, the nails, bro? If you don't like them like that, leave them alone. Go get the woman you want. And then every time, not to be mean, it's always a person that's overweight that don't look like nothing to begin with talking about what women should be doing. Every time, they're always bald-headed, looking like a ninja. Every single time.
That's real. It very rarely be. Yeah, it very rarely be. Well, I won't say every time, but like it seemed like the loudest ones. I will agree. It seems like the loudest ones be the least attractive dudes yapping. And then when I don't know if y'all do this, but I got a whole video. Hey man, y'all don't even want me to start. Y'all know I'm the screenshot king. You know what I'm saying? So I got. You know what? I'll go through it real quick. You can go ahead, Shannon. I'm gonna go through it real quick and show y'all some things.
That's really all I have to say. To make content as a married person targeting young single women, this sounds a little bit I don't know if I can say the word predatory. Y'all can figure out that word.
It always be the dudes be looking like this. It be dudes. These, oh my God. These be the dudes that be yapping the most, that be having the most to say.
You look like that, right?
Screaming.
It be the dude. They always look like that for some reason. I'm like, why you always look like that, man? Look, they look like this. They look like this.
Oh my God.
They look like this.
Jump scared.
They look like this. I be like, man, I as soon as somebody start getting problematic, I screenshot them. They look like this. They look like this.
Why did the camera never be central? Why they always in motion in the picture?
I don't know.
I know it's alive, but like
they ugly and the camera be blurring them out. That's why.
You know what I mean?
How you feel like I Reese on the background?
Hey man, I'm just look. They look like this.
Oh man.
They look like this. I be shocked. I'm sitting there like, what? Like, why y'all always got something to say about somebody's appearance? You talking about, or we don't never see you cam up, level up. We never see you cam up. You know what I'm saying? Miraculously, you yapping about how you always got
the chin limit on podcasts.
Look, they look like this. Look, they look like this. Look at it. It's always them. All these dudes out there screenshot. Trust me, y'all. They was problematic, and I screenshotted them for a reason. I got a bunch of them in here. I be wilding. I be sitting there like what happened? Why y'all? Like, what is y'all doing?
That's all I'm saying, but they always have this. It be the main ones that really don't have any type of, and I'm gonna just be honest. I hope I don't get flagged. Any type of sex appeal.
Yeah. No. You right. They look like this. They look like this. They got the most.
Friendly. She got to be petite. She can't weigh over no 130 pounds. She got to be real perky, real cute. Whole time look like that in the background.
Yeah, and it's funny because they, well, I ain't gonna say they dad, but I know you probably will. Kevin Samuel said this same thing once before to those men. Like, y'all don't look like nothing, but yet you're trying to talk about women. You're overweight. You're fat. You know what I'm saying? You don't look like.
Ambassador something needs to be.
Ambassador said, I don't care what y'all on. Don't put me. Ambassador said, do not couple me in. He said, y'all can call me a lot of things, but not ugly. Not.
Ambassador, I did say. You ain't said nothing crazy. I don't think since I've been.
He ain't. That's what I'm saying, Shannon. Not too. He not too crazy. He not too crazy. He not saying some things that's little bit. Not too crazy though.
Hey, the bald headed with a beard thing is always a match.
That's a real.
Something crazy about to come out.
Shannon, you already know my car selfies.
Yeah.
Instant red flag. Instant red flag. Every man that got a car selfie, look, I'm sorry. I'm not saying that every man with a car selfie is problematic, but every problematic man has a car selfie. That's all I'm saying. Every single one. I'll be like, what are the odds of this? Make this make sense.
My boy said not too much on the ball headed with a beard. Hey, I'm just saying there's always an aesthetic, man. I ain't trying to start no stuff. I'm just saying it's always an aesthetic.
Yep.
Like Angry Man on YouTube. Anton Daniels, all of them bald headed with a beard, and they always got something to say about. Here's my problem, and I'm gonna end with this. And supposedly these guys are married. I know Anton's married, so I'm gonna be fair. But when it comes to a lot of those guys, I'm eating them. Like I'm blocking them because when I go to your page and I see that your content as a man, every thumbnail is what a woman says. It's always geared towards a woman. I already know what type of energy.
That's sus.
I'm not even about to engage. I don't want to hear you talk about you holding men accountable because most of your content is geared towards women. So I already know we on some BS.
That's sus. Every time, bro. Every time I go in your lives and y'all backgrounds always talking about women. How can you do? I be like, bro. But Shannon, the funniest thing be, I'm sitting here like, I get, how many times we done been called panders and all that stuff. I be cracking up, right? I'm sitting there like, okay, so you want me to believe these men, they will call you, they'll say, Shannon, you a pander, and then turn around and host a live where they trying to say some weird stuff about women. Why do they doing stuff like this? I got another one. Hold on, we got this one from earlier. This was the earlier one. I got a whole live ready for this one. They got it. They doing stuff like this. They doing stuff. They doing whole lives on this. They doing lives talking about women's appearances. They're constantly just bringing up women's appearances and things of that nature. I'm having a hard time understanding.
Public. That's not even the worst thing, bro. Oh, go ahead, Lexi. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say ChatGPT need to sue y'all for that one. That's wild as hell.
It's crazy.
That's wild.
No, but you ain't seen nothing yet, fam. Like, well, you probably came out. It's these two Africans. They hold a podcast and it's called OK and something.
Oh yeah, I know. Oh yeah, he don't never want me up there. I be begging to come up there. I be like in the comments, like, hey bro, let me up. He be like, nah, you can't come.
I got a screenshot which happened from last night, and I said, yeah, I gotta cover this. So, and I just don't like the hypocrisy of men because the prompt said modern women will be single and childless by the year 2030. And I'm like, so in my head, I'm already getting mad. So I'm like, is that a problem?
Yeah.
What the hell is the problem? Sorry for cursing. I'm sorry.
No, you good. You can say hell.
What is the problem? I thought that was the goal of Red Pill. Childless. And if they're modern women and y'all don't like modern women, why does it matter? 1 minute y'all talking about you don't want to women being single mothers. Next minute you're talking about them being childless and single. So please pick a side. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Pick a side and stay on that lane. If you can't, then shut up. The problem is everybody got an opinion, and then there's no facts, there's no truth in it. At least when you give your opinion, yours is rooted in statistics, studies.
Mm-hmm.
Like how you get mad at the term most violence come through men. It don't matter if it's a small percentage of men. The percentage still favors the men.
Yeah,
it's the violence.
but even that is a lie though, Shannon, because most violence doesn't get reported. You and me, how many fights you done been in? How many times you done seen men fight? How many times people done been jacked and ain't told nobody nothing? How many times women been assaulted and ain't said nothing? Kids getting abused in their homes, ain't said nothing. Like, that's what I'm saying. So for whatever is getting reported, only like 2% of crime gets reported.
Even and to that point, it doesn't matter. It still leans in favor of the men. So even if we just go by what's reported, it's still men doing it the most. So like
by far.
I understand how they be getting mad at what you're saying. They act like you get up here just saying a whole bunch of BS and then you can't go to freaking Pew Research studies or something, pull it up and have it on the background. That's what they be trying
to claim. But real quick, I gotta read this comment because this is funny. Lioness, public, she said, public, I will never follow you to another live. That is where all the funny stuff be happening. When I go into them red pill spaces, when I be having the time and I go into them red pill spaces, Lux done been there, a lot of y'all done been there. That's when it get the most turn. Because I really don't care when I be in there. I really could just, I put my feet all over their couch. Let's put it like that. I put my boots all over their couch. I don't care nothing about their couch. I don't care about their decor. I be in there just throwing stuff around. Like, I love it. That's why I this I done showed up. Oh my God, I'll be so excited to go over there. It's so fun. But they
cousin that show up to the potluck without no food but eat everybody ish.
That's me. I'm gonna eat and take 3 plates and leave. And I ain't brought nothing in that mug. I came there to be, I want to be a problem always in those spaces. I want to be. I have to be. They need Shannon to go in there. They need somebody in there every now and again just to mess up their whole little, because they be in there really like on some like trying to brainwash people to me. Like, it's dangerous. It's like, I'm like, because every time you jump on, it's the same 5 MFers live for 19. I'm like, huh? I get on at 9 in the morning. I'm at work. I jump on at 2 o'clock. He's still live. I jump on at 6 o'clock. He's still live. And this mug live on the East Coast. So I'm sitting there like, you've been live for 17 straight hours, bro, lying to these people. Nah. I'm gonna come over there. I'm gonna break that up. I'm gonna break it up like a double play. Like I'm breaking that up.
Can I interject after Lux?
Yeah, go ahead, Lux.
Yeah, real quick. 2 things. First, let me do a little bit of my duties because I do want to answer the questions a little bit. So everybody tap the screens, like up the live, share the live. We appreciate everybody. Shout out to the YouTubes. We didn't forget about y'all. What's up to the YouTubes? And everybody, make sure y'all are joining the team. That little heart on top of Pub's name by the little white heart, the little white space with the red heart. Make sure y'all are sending those heart me's so that it can get out to the algorithm. We can get some more ops in here. Hey, ops, I released y'all. Where y'all at?
They been coming.
I done released them from the black hole.
She released the Kraken on you, boy.
I did. But make sure y'all are supported and everything. We appreciate y'all for real. But yeah, y'all are dropping some gems for sure. It's just really, really insane to me.
Thanks for coming up, Shannon.
Yeah, thanks for coming up, Shannon. What's up? I'm gonna follow him. He was cool.
Yeah.
It's just
So if anyone here has ever taken a criminology class or a victimology class or something in the depths of the criminal field or the legal field, but from the criminal side specifically, a lot of the things that y'all be saying is just like, I don't care how many little random studies you read on the internet or whatever. These are, a lot of these are backed by the FBI and the CIA and other forms of reporting. That's, I have a book on it in the room. I ain't gonna get it right now, but there are whole, I'm not talking about studies, y'all. I'm talking about divisions of government dedicated to these numbers and these polls and the information that public be trying to tell y'all, and y'all think y'all read 2-3 little studies and it's just gonna negate all that. Like, a lot of the ish that y'all say just be silent wild. It really does. And men, again, this goes back to a lot of the things that, like, y'all built society, right? Well, if you learn about criminology and the court systems, all this stuff that's set up is because y'all built it that way. The reason that the state continuously, like, I love how y'all like to say, oh, men don't perpetuate this violence, it's only a few set up. No. You guys, from the beginning of criminology, dictated as men that criminology is set this way, and the people that do this have these. That's why the court systems are how they are set up. If you were to take the time and actually read these numbers, you would see that, like public likes to point out, a lot of this stuff comes from people that are in socioeconomic backgrounds that they are struggling in to find housing, to find food, to find ways of life. Mm-hmm. A lot of these people are people that have mental illnesses. Mm-hmm. A lot of these people are people that, believe it or not, are in the military, have some type of government history in military, what is it called? Combat. A lot of these people are the same people in society that if y'all as men cared and got the help for and legislated for and did all the things, these statistics would change instantly. It's not something where we're trying to beam men out to be these weird boogeyman and y'all are out to, but again, if a lot of this stuff that we are talking about, because a lot of y'all like to come up, what's the solution? Lex gonna come give y'all the solution. The solution is, instead of getting on the internet and and spewing all these red pill talking points, get on these men groups and legislate. Don't get on some BS group, because I be hearing some BS ass men groups that care about things that has a child support. Why don't y'all worry about homelessness? Why don't y'all worry about mental health crises?
Because they don't care about it.
Why don't y'all worry about getting these systems put in? Exactly. Why don't y'all work on getting these systems put in place? So you as a married man, if you feel like, oh, I'm good in my marriage, instead of talking to young single women, why don't you talk to the other men that are not married and that are single and try to make sure that they're getting the help that they need? So when they do, don't just try to get them married and be like, well, you need to find a woman that's submissive and that can do. No. Why don't you work on getting their mental health right? Why don't you worry about getting and I'm not talking about religion in all aspects. Because listen, religion, if you do it right, I will put that caveat, can be well off for a lot of people. But why don't we worry more about just elevating these people? Because I promise you, because here's the thing, right? Let's say you can't. Let's say none of these modern women ever do the thing that you need them to do. They're not submissive. They're not feminine enough. They never get into the role. What happens to these men? Are you just telling them basically, forget them? Their lives are worthless. They couldn't find a woman. So what should they do? Just roll over? No, why don't you give them the tools so that if they don't find a modern woman, because all these modern women are this, that, and the third, they can sustain themselves.
Yeah.
They can be, yeah, what's up?
No, you good.
What's up?
No, go finish.
I want to ask you a question.
Yeah, what's up?
You mentioned a great point regarding men teaching other men. What men are you speaking of that's going to be teaching these men? What caliber are they?
It don't matter.
What do you mean? What men? A lot of, if men are the leaders and men are supposed to be the ones that are logical, then y'all should got that down, right? You should know who, and men are the ones who can vet better. Y'all should know who the people at the top are. Like, I could do it for women. I'm not a man. I can't tell you who to listen to as a man, but I know who to listen to as a woman. people have track records. You can look at what people say versus what they do over long periods of time. There are people that write literature. There are people that literature is a big one, actually. Let's start there, actually, Ambassador, to answer your question. I think a lot of men should start with reading first. Like, I'm not even being funny. I think they should start with reading. I think that's a tough
look. That's it. I'm not gonna hold you. So if we saying, hold on, wait, Ambassador. If we're speaking in theory, I'm with you. But in practice, it's hard to get him up. You know how hard it is. That's what I'm saying. We got it. Hey, what is modern problems call for modern solutions, right? Exactly. We gotta be, you know what I'm saying? I think you gotta get them interested in you have to make the topic relatable so that they want to do the reading.
But I'm gonna be honest, public, there are relatable topics. Like, I thought
there are, yeah.
Person, all books was boring and all books were, and two, like when I tell y'all, when people come up here and tell y'all download Libby, download audiobooks.
Oh, that's the only way I don't got the time. I don't got the time to look, man. My audiobooks, I throw that thing on. I put it on 2.5 times speed, depending on the topic. I can put it on up to 3. But I do it about 2.5 times speed. Sometimes I depending on what it is. Like, if it's an easy read, I can put it on 3 because I can catch it. It's easy. But when I do it at 2.5 times, easy, boom, I'm done with it. It'd be 16 hours. I'm done in.
To that point, Pub, those audiobooks that y'all listen to, just real quick, the algorithms are not just, because I know y'all like to sit on TikTok all day. Algorithms are good everywhere else too. Libby and all these other library apps. Again, you just need a library card. You can sign up for it on the app. A lot of these books, their algorithms start to show you stuff that you enjoy. I read 2-3 books that I like to enjoy, and I got them on the app. It started recommending me. I was like, oh, I didn't know I could read about that. Oh, there's a woman that wrote that. Oh, anxiety, about women and anxiety and being a black. Oh, I didn't know I could. Not even trying to be funny, y'all, but I think if a lot of them, because to Ambassador's point, it might be a little difficult to figure out who the person you should listen to is. Read and distinguish, because of people that write books. Because here's the thing about being a lot author, especially authors.
Not modern.
What?
T. Williams said, "We modern women." She spelled out modern, MODERIN, because that's how dudes be saying modern. She said these modern women.
I want to say.
Hold on, go ahead, Lux. I'm sorry. I interrupted, Lux. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, but a lot of those books that authors write, y'all, authors have to go through a process when it comes to literature. It's not just put things on the paper and sell the book. It goes through a process. A lot of these things, especially when it comes to stats and things that are put into literature, they do have to be peer reviewed. They do have to be, especially publishing companies, they're not letting people put just anything out onto the public. Nowadays, I can't say too much because a lot of people are authors now, but a lot of the stuff can be read and you can dissertate in the reading whether or not that's acceptable and how you should move forward and how that day you just read. I promise you, Ambassador, not you, but men to that point. Then just read.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm all down for the reading and stuff. But y'all know I like to make sure that because I keep in mind who we're trying to talk to. You're talking to a group of people who are disinterested in so many things, and they don't. You know what I mean? Like if they were avid. Well, the thing about reading though that people always thought like read. But like CB said, he reads a lot. So what are you reading? You see what I'm saying? Like, what are you reading? Are you reading the Bible? Are you reading a bunch of Hotep books? You know what I'm saying? From Kings to men or something like that. Like, is that what y'all reading, or are y'all actually reading things that are not comics?
They're reading Instagram captions.
Hold on, man, not comics.
Somebody say color books. They're reading Instagram bios. That's all they're reading. They're reading TikTok and Instagram captions. They're not reading no articles.
Exact. SG said it. SG said it. 48 Laws of Power.
I have that book.
What's the other book? The Machiavelli. Like y'all reading that type of stuff. Sun Tzu, Art of War. Like, stop, man.
books too. It's just those books don't make you bad people. Y'all just manipulative, and y'all use books to manipulate people. That's what it really is.
The pickup, the art of the pickup artist, how to pick up women, like.
Look, Lux just said something. Lux, what did you just say a while ago?
I said a lot of them are dumb. They like to interpret things and they're manipulative, so they'll use any type of literature that they can to that manipulation. Yeah.
Right. So you remember what I was talking about earlier, public? I'm just gonna leave it at that. But you remember what I was talking about earlier? How men misconstrue things?
How men misconstrue things?
Yeah, men have misconstrued what we was talking about earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to bring it up.
What thing? Tell me what you're talking about, brother. I don't know what you're talking about. What you talking about?
The Bible.
Oh, okay. What about the Bible?
No, men have misconstrued it. There's positive annotations in there, but men have misconstrued it and made it negative. I'm gonna leave it at that. I have a question I want to ask you.
Go ahead, man. I gotta wrap this thing up, y'all. Go ahead. It's 2:00. I've been 3 hours. I'm on my third hour. It's time to go.
My question is, you said that if I'm not mistaken, correct me on this. You said men are not leaders, right? No,
what I'm saying is men. We haven't proven to be effective leaders, first and foremost, as a group. Okay. And B, we are not innately leaders. Nobody is, men or women, right? Leadership is the quality of leadership is developed. It's not, you're not born with it, right?
Right. So Lux just made a statement and said that men are leaders. So it contradicts with what you just said.
Lux said what? Say it again.
Lux just said that men are leaders, or she looked at men as leaders.
No, she didn't. I can promise you that's not what she was saying.
That was the last thing she said to a previous conversation. When we was talking about
I did not say that.
Yeah, she was saying like y'all supposed to be the leaders, right?
I'm so sorry if you didn't catch the sarcasm, but I was being very much so sarcastic.
Yeah, she was saying like if we say
if y'all are the leaders,
yeah,
y'all should A B C D. That's what I meant. Like I was not saying. Trust me, I don't think that as someone. No.
Yeah, well, I already knew. I wasn't even.
Let's just say because so picking back off of what she said, let's just say that's what she said. But let's go back to what you said, or what you're currently doing right now. We're criticizing the men because they're not playing their role as a man. Is that what we're doing?
You got that from me telling people to read?
No, he's saying that to me.
No.
I don't.
Oh my bad. Let me mute up. You're not talking to me.
No. I don't think that men. I don't think we have a role as a man. I think that we're failing as human beings, though. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, so here's the thing.
They clipped him.
I look at the
Daughter of the Underworld on the YouTube. Thanks for the super chat. They paid to clip you, brother. They paid the whole 50 spot, bro. They was like, get him up out of
Damn, they ain't even bro trying to breathe. Jeez.
Hey, Ambassador was up here for a long time. I thought he was rocking out, man. They paid. They said, man.
I thought it was a bounty on his head already.
Nah, they didn't. Nobody started a bounty on him.
I thought there was a bounty on his head.
Oh man, yeah, he was chilling, but hey, I ain't gotta, I let y'all dictate, you know what I'm saying? I let y'all tell me what y'all want up here for the most part. Cause I'll be liking, y'all know how my brain works. I only get active when it's when it's trouble and trouble's in the water. That's when I wake up.
Hey, bro, come back up a different live of Hell Hunter to come back.
No, brother, you can come back up tomorrow. Like it ain't no love lost. Y'all know Serene said it. She said public love the ops. Exactly. I love the ops. I love the haters. That's why y'all think I'll be playing when I say haters come back tomorrow. I love you. I do love y'all. Appreciate the Cash App, Kim. I do love y'all. They just said daughter of the underworld. She really came from the underworld. She snatched that boy about like that quick. She snatched that boy about it there about that quick. She get your ass. You know, you little kid, you try to like do something, run away from your mama and your daddy, and they just get your ass. She told them. She said, "Get your ass back here and snatch that boy up." That's crazy. Still got that boy.
The mom look.
Just me said black men are very performative. Men are definitely black men.
That's not
definitely
that's not specific.
Yeah, I don't want to. That's one of those things that don't need to be specific to the race. But hey, I ain't gonna disagree that black men are performative, definitely. But men are performative in general.
But it's all in them. Trust me.
Yeah, we all got that. We all got that performative gene in us, man. Unfortunately, this shit is whack. Hey, Lux, I appreciate you. Y'all know what it is, man. I'm about to wrap things up. We got the decompression live afterwards, so all the members, the subs, all the subs, you guys can come up, get your shit off. You know what I'm saying? I will be by my phone today, so it won't end abruptly. Last night I stepped away and went downstairs and ate some food, and then yeah, you know, it is what it is. But
yeah, all the people that I saw in the queue, a lot of y'all was subscribers. Please come up during the decompression live and share your thoughts.
Yeah, definitely. All the subs in the queue, come on up. Come on, have a good time with us, man. I love the decompression lives. I'll be just listening. It's good. It's like, you know, it's soothing. And I just like because it'd be about the topic and you just get like a different a subscriber happy as a sub. Not as submissive. I don't use that language in public.
Oh my God, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever post that live where that man thought you was talking about submissive and dom in the terms of the BDSM community?
I lost that live. That I gotta go back and find it. That live was crazy. Hey, that whole live was crazy because we kept getting them people up there the whole live. Dang, I gotta find that live.
Missed that live, yo. Some man come up here and thought we was talking about the BDSM community, and he had two or three.
Yeah, 2 wives, and then they cammed up. Remember, they cammed up, and we was like, "Hey, when they cammed up, we was like, yep, we knew that's what they looked like."
Yo, it was wild. They looked exactly.
Hey, one of them didn't have no teeth, literally no teeth whatsoever to be found.
Whole thing was gone, y'all. All like 16 on top. I promise you.
Hey, and she was like 26. Like she wasn't. This was not 60 years. This woman was like 20. She was in her 20s somewhere.
Couldn't be older than 27, bro.
She was in her 20s for sure. No teeth.
Missed that live. Oh my God.
Damn, that was a funny live, man. Damn, I should find that live.
He had them collared up and everything. I was like, yo.
You can hear the chains. They was moving and we kept hearing the chains and we was like, hey, what's them? We was like, what's going on in the background with them chains?
Yo, I can't believe you lost that.
You know, it deletes. It deletes every 30 days, so I just haven't posted it.
That was like a couple months ago. I remember
that was like a month and a half, 2 months ago, easily. That was crazy.
If anybody got that live, please come to the Discord and share it or share it to somebody, please. If anyone got that damn footage,
man.
Recording stuff.
Look, are we lying? You can hear the chains in the background when they was talking. You can hear the chains moving, like every time they move. At first, I was like, they got a dog. Then I had to like say, I was like, bro, what's going on with them chains, fam? That was crazy.
Your live be having gems for real.
Hey man, that's why I've been posting all the lives. Hold on. What's going on? Somebody calling me. Somebody calling me right now. That's why I've been posting all the lives. That's why I've been posting all the lives on YouTube. All the lives is on YouTube from the last like 30 days-ish, somewhere around there, 20, 30 days. But yeah, they all on there.
But oh my God, y'all, we need to. I wish there was a way TikTok contact TikTok and get the old, because the old lives used to hit for real.
Yeah, we had some wild. Yeah, that was that chains live. That was off the chain. I ain't gonna hold you. But yeah, I'm about to go. I'm gonna let you end the live. Yep, I'm about to.
That ish was funny.
That was.
I'm gonna drop.
All right, Lux. Hey man, are you not entertained? Before TikTok started, hey, don't worry, TikTok. We gonna break through the algorithm. The live's still been lit. They just ain't been, they just, we gonna they've been lit to me. I've been having fun, but shout out to everybody, man. Appreciate everybody joining us. It was fun. It was a live. Had a great time. Great convo. Loved it. Appreciate everybody that came up. 40 days and 40 nights. Hey, man. Hey, you know what it is. You know what it is. I'm sorry. I'll be live again tomorrow. Yeah, I got to do some more stuff right now. Haters come back tomorrow. Definitely. Definitely. Don't stir the pot, Jake. I ain't treat nobody like nothing. Once it's like when you about to close the door, your store or whatever. If you let that last person in, it's gonna be another person like, just let me in and let me in. Nah, I'm done. I gotta cut it off at some point. Okay, come back. I'm about to start the live again for the decompression live. You can jump right in on the decompression live. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Don't worry. All the subs come back. Everybody can come back. Everybody can watch that live. It's all good. Subs, you let me know if you guys want me to turn the comments on, by the way, because I'll be having all be a sub comment live and the subs on the panel. But we're gonna keep the subs on the panel only because I don't, I can't have nobody up. I can't have the ops up on that panel because they'll get my live ban. So we'll just have the subs up there. But in the comments, I can turn on all the comments. So let me know, subs, if you guys want me to cut on the comments. Oh yeah. Vayner Cash App one time on the way out. 226,000 likes. We had 600 people on YouTube. We had over 700 people on TikTok. 1,300 people in total. That was good. We had a good live. It was fun. That was fun. That was a good live. I'm waiting for y'all. If y'all want to sub or whatever, don't worry. The subs will be. I'm gonna start it over again. The subs will be back up. But yeah. Six, 36, 46, 66, 61, 66, 60, 71, 76, 86, 96, 101. I think I did 101 or so. I probably did a little bit over 101. Hold on, man. No, that was yesterday. SD was yesterday. Today. So 5, 10, 30, 5, 45, 55, 60. That's crazy. That's wild. That's a lot of people, man. Damn, that's a lot of people. 100 and some people. That's crazy. I got a lot of messages. All right, y'all. I gotta go. That's a lot of people. Peace out, YouTube. I appreciate y'all, man. Thanks for everybody thanks for all the likes. Thanks for the participation. I was too locked in on the TikTok. This is what I'm gonna do for the YouTube, by the way. I'm about to what I'm gonna do is I'm going to start having I'm gonna start having YouTube only lives, and when I go live on TikTok, I'll always do YouTube lives, but I'm gonna start doing like YouTube only lives so I can focus on YouTube because it's too hard I can't do both. You know what I'm saying? And TikTok is obviously like more. I have to focus on that more. It takes more of my attention. But yeah, I want to do more on YouTube because I like going live on YouTube. It's fun. I like the crowd over here in the audience. So I want to engage more with y'all. Shout out to John. Oh, JW, that was you. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks for the super chat. Anthony, appreciate the super chat. L Law, thanks for the super chat. Ms. Not for everyone. Appreciate the super chat. Great question that got us back on topic. Daughter of the underworld. Sick of this. Appreciate the super chat, y'all. Yeah, man. Love it.